Yo, Panther Nation, what is good? Welcome back to Two Fans in the Stands. I am your
Yes,
favorite
sir.
armchair GM CJ.
And I am once again your favorite couch scout extraordinaire, Tony. Come on, one time. The season is upon us. The
Hold on, you,
season
you
is
know
upon
what,
us.
Tony? You know what, Tony? I
Yes,
hope
sir.
Dylan is
Yes,
still
sir.
watching
What's poppin'?
somewhere because you know what? I'm gonna do it with you, dog. One time,
Oh,
one time,
what?
one time,
Yeah.
but it's one time only. And you
Yes.
know why? You know why? Because I'm happy tonight, and let me let everybody
What's
know
that?
why I'm happy. We did it, dog. We did it. We finally
Yes,
did it.
sir.
We got 1,000
Yes.
subscribers,
Yes.
and I want to take this time right now to thank every single one of you. Hold on, let me get this off screen so I see my face. I want to thank
Yeah.
every single one of you out there that has subscribed. I don't care if you made a couple email accounts. I appreciate you, but I feel good about it. Hey, I got to get this off my chest, everybody. We gonna get the Panther
Right,
stuff in
right.
just a hot second. Let me get this off my chest. I really appreciate
Yeah.
all of y'all. This is big for us. We set a goal. We got to our goal, and it's big for us because we were two guys that didn't know jack shit about YouTube. We didn't know nothing about doing no podcast. We ain't know nothing about setting it up. We didn't know anything. We just
Nothing.
my cousin came to me, asked me, what I thought about, it, and I was like, that was a good idea. And here we are,
Yeah.
almost 2 years later. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. We
Not two
appreciate you.
years, a year. It was a year. It's been a
No,
year.
no, 2022. It's almost 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, man, you old. It's okay. I'm gonna continue. All right. So almost 2 years, but yeah, but we thank you everybody that's been rocking with us. We really appreciate you. Like I said, it's big for us. We set a goal. We got to it, and it's not going to stop now. So as you see at the bottom of the screen here, scrolling, I changed it. Help us get to our next goal of 2,000 subscribers. Okay, and
Yes,
that's my
sir.
spiel for the
Yes,
day. Tony,
sir.
how you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I can't call it. Hey, the new league is upon us. So I hope that Panther Nation, that the optimism and the hope is starting to creep back into everybody's system. I know we had a
Mm-hmm.
major disappointment of 2023. Things of course didn't go how we saw it, how we wished, how we hoped. And
Yeah,
everybody was in their feelings, but
yeah,
a change has come, new head coach, new GM. So new opportunities, out with the old, in
mm-hmm.
with the new is what I would like to say. Cause sometimes if you want to advance, you can't advance, keep doing the same thing with the same people over and over again. So
That part.
fresh blood, fresh ideas, new talent. Hey, I'm ready. I'm always remain optimistic. So we'll see. So far, so
Oh yeah.
good.
Oh yeah.
How about
Well,
you,
you
cuz?
know
How
what?
you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Oh, let me tell you. All right, I'm doing real good. So over the weekend we hit 1,000 subscribers. Also, the real Carolina, the Tar Heels, put them Blue Devils where they belong. In the trash bin on the way out the door.
Talk
All
about
right.
it. Talk about
Yeah.
it.
And I'm gonna start
Yeah.
painting out the shed tomorrow for our new global headquarters. So let me tell you, this has been a hell of a couple of days, man. Hey, your boy is doing good, man. I'm doing great.
Hey, put in that work. I feel you,
Yes,
player.
sir.
I feel you.
Yes, sir. All
All
right.
right. Let's
But
get
y'all,
to the
we
business
gonna
at
get
hand.
into it. Yeah, we gonna get into it. But as usual, if you're new to the channel, I see we got 42 people in here. At the very least, like the stream for us. It'll help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel. Check us out on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands and Two Fans ITS at what we like to call Twix. Okay, that is a mix of Twitter and X. We call it Twix over here, Two Fans. All right.
Yeah.
So let's let's
M-
get into it.
MDJ, don't be salty. Don't be salty. It's all
You
good.
know what? Hey,
It's all good.
I forgot who the Carolina Panthers
The
I'm sorry,
Duke,
the
the
South
Duke
Carolina
Tar Heel
fan was.
fan is.
He's Duke fan. Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. Hey, sorry, cuz.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
We
All right.
still love you, cuz. We still love you.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into our first topic, okay? And as you
All
can
right, what's
see,
up?
all right, we got the first major thing that happened was Brian Burns got traded to the Giants. All right. And as you see down here at
Right.
the bottom on the slide, I put fleeced. Okay, 3 question marks. All right, and I'm gonna
Yes, I
open.
see that.
I'm open link here in a minute if anybody wants to come in and join us and talk to us about it. All right, but I'm gonna start
Okay.
this off, Tony. I'm not even gonna lie. When I first saw it, I was like, okay, I figured we weren't gonna get a first round pick, which is, what we've been talking about on this stream. We were like, we think we just, we should get at least one first round pick for Burns. We knew two was damn near out of the question, but we all felt like we should get at
Right,
least one
right,
first pick. But when I saw it was the Giants and I saw they had the number 6 pick, I was like, all right, pump the brakes. There's no way in here that we're going to get that number 6 pick. You know, if
right.
it was the other way around, I wouldn't want my team to give it up neither. Okay. So I looked and I was like, okay, well, they got 2 second round picks, they got a third, fourth, fifth, and I can't remember what else they had. But I'm not even gonna lie. When I saw that we traded them for that number 39 pick and a fifth round pick, I was like, eh, okay, fifth round pick. And then I walked away and came back and looked again. It said a fifth round pick in next year's draft. I ain't gonna lie, cuz I lost it. I was like, what in the hell are they doing? Like, come on now, you can't secure 2 picks in this draft. And my thought process was that New York valued him enough to give him the contract that he wanted. You know what I mean? We should have been
Right.
firm and be like, hey, we need another pick in this year's draft. Like that fifth next year is cool, but if you want to make this deal done, go ahead and give us another pick in this year's draft. Go ahead.
They did. We have pick 141 this year. So we have the 39th pick in the
Hmm.
second round, 141 in the fifth round, in the fifth rounder next year.
Yeah.
So that's why
Well,
we're sitting at
we
8 draft picks.
no, we swapped. We swapped picks. We gave them they gave us a higher fifth round pick if I'm not mistaken. One of them. We swapped.
Oh,
I
we
forgot what round.
swap the fifth
Yeah,
picks.
I forgot what
Hmm.
round it was. Somebody let me know what round it was, but we swapped picks. We got an earlier pick in maybe it's the fourth round, I think it was.
No,
Somebody let me
it
know.
has to be the fifth. It has to be the fifth.
Okay. Well then we swapped picks in the
Okay.
fifth round. So we got the earlier
Mhm.
pick and they got our pick, which was like 160 something. And I think we're at what 141, like you said?
Yeah, 141.
Yeah. Yeah. But like I said, I still wanted that extra pick, for this year. But you know, time has gone by just a little bit, and I was just like, you know what? Hey, it is what it is. And like I always say, or always try to preach, hey, they're gone. It's a business. Now we got to move on. All right. So, what you think, cuz?
Yeah. Well, like I said, and I have been saying for the past couple months, and like I said on our last live, yesterday's price ain't today's price. Now, where we
Facts.
went wrong, let me just go ahead and throw that out there now. Where we went wrong was not trading Brian Burns when we had the opportunity to get a second, two firsts and a second. That was to the Rams back in 2022. Now, at the time, I was against that trade because the Rams didn't have a first round pick that upcoming draft. And I felt like if we was gonna trade Brian Burns, especially
Hmm.
at this time in his career, we need a first round pick back immediately. That was the only reason why I was against that, because you saying that giving up a first round pick in 2023 and 2024, we don't know if you would have made the playoffs or made it back to the Super Bowl, and that first round pick would have been a late first round pick. When we drafted Brian Burns, he was the eighth overall pick in the draft. I was hoping that we got something back in return similar to what we, selected him, where we selected him at. That
Okay.
was my hope. But you remember I said this to you at the end, when at the last game when they did the exit interviews, and he made that comment about not playing scared because he didn't want to risk injury. And I said, CJ, that was the worst thing he could have ever said. Because not only are you speaking
Yeah.
to reporters in the locker room, and it's it's going to be put out, on video, 31 other
Hmm.
teams are going to see that as well. And
Yeah.
nobody, with regards to what your talent is or what they even feel like your talent is, that's a negotiating tactic, in my opinion. That's a
Mhm,
negotiating tactic. So they, I don't know how it went back and forth, whatever the case may be, but hey, I'm just saying, somebody, which was the Giants, wanted to pay for Brian Burns. Cool.
mhm,
So that's why I say on that. I just think that Brian Burns' situation was the ball was dropped by Scott Fitterer and Matt
mhm.
Rule and them boys back in 2022. It's kind of unfair to put that on Dan Morgan and Brent
Oh,
Tillis
yeah.
and Dave Canales' shoulder, because right now they're cleaning up what somebody else has messed up. So
Facts. Big
they
facts.
I think it's hard to say if this the best they could do, but you can say that because this is exactly what they got. So
Yeah, and I
yeah,
also heard, I don't know if it's true, and y'all forgive me because if I was a journalist, I wouldn't be a journalist long because I don't remember where I saw this, and I know that's important in in things, but I don't know if I saw this or heard somebody say it, but, I heard that the Panthers tried to do Burns a favor in a sense, in the fact that the Giants gave them a deal and they agreed to pay him what he wanted to be paid, and they didn't want to mess it up for him, and they went ahead and took the deal. So, you know,
that could be true. That that
yeah.
that could be one
Yeah.
of those things behind the scenes that we don't know anything about. Dan Morgan being
Oh
a former
no.
player himself, I'm not surprised at
Oh
that. I don't.
no. Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, I know
That
that's your
hurts.
boy. I know
Oh,
that's your
Richie
boy.
was my dude, man. Oh, that hurt. Appreciate that, Zach. Oh, go ahead, man.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
but Dan Morgan being a former player, understanding exactly what Brian Burns meant to the organization, but it, to give him a fresh start, to get paid what he wanted to be paid, because the Giants had the money to do it. You know, hey, move on. Same thing they did with CMC. I had to say that real quick.
Yeah.
CMC. Okay,
I
we're
heard you.
moving on
I heard
because I
you.
I don't want to get you started. I don't want to get you
Hey,
started.
man,
But
hey. Woo.
at the end of the day, this is where we at. You know what I'm saying? And I like the way
Mhm.
we parlay that trade and 2 hog mollies. So I know we'll talk about that later,
Hey, yeah, we're
but
gonna get into
hey, I like what we did. Now I hear a
mhm.
lot of people crying and talking about we pay the premium. Well, you get what you pay for. I'll leave it at that.
Facts. Fact, and we will discuss that in later too. And I just gotta acknowledge, y'all. Okay, I see we got 61 people in here. We're a small YouTube channel. It's the most I've ever seen in here.
Yes,
I appreciate every damn one of y'all for being in here. And like I said before, hit that
yes,
like button
sir.
for us. We appreciate it. Oh, look, we up to 64 now.
Yeah,
Hey, appreciate all y'all. All right. But
yeah.
yeah, but
Hit
you
that
know
like
what?
button and subscribe. Yeah.
Yeah. But and it was funny because I was talking to my wife about it. And she was saying, she was like, you know what? She said, what if Brian Burns said that on purpose? The whole thing at the end of the year where he was like, I kind of played a little, and you know what I mean. Now, mind you, now
Injury, so they have a new. Yeah.
yeah, we sit here and we're like, oh, well, that was one of the worst things he could say. But you know what? He made, and this is just me being, hypothetical here. I'm not trying to talk no trash about Brian Burns. I wish him well. I want to make sure I put
Right.
that out there. I don't want nobody coming back saying CJ was talking shit about Brian. No, I wish him the best. I hope he does well, except for whatever week we play the Giants at Carolina. That's the only time I don't wish him any
Fact.
success. Okay, but
Facts.
I mean, just think, what if he said that on purpose to potentially try to, drive the market down a little bit and make it where like, okay, well, you know what, the Panthers ain't gonna have no choice but to release me because they're not going to pay what I want. And then if I go talk to other teams, it's like, all right, well, you know what, this is what I said. Let me tell you, even though, like I said, I know that's far fetched. Okay, but that was just something
Right.
me and the
Right.
missus was talking about. But
Hey, but like you always tell me, CJ, anything is possible, right?
anything is
Anything is
possible.
possible.
Hey,
So
Mama do
we
always
don't know.
told me, "Don't put nothing past nobody." Okay? So,
Nothing past nobody.
nothing past nobody. Alright.
All
Let me get
right.
over here. Let me get back to, alright. Free agents. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, this has been a rather busy start to free agency for the Panthers. You know, a lot has happened, a lot more than usually happens in free agency at the start of it for the
Yeah,
Panthers. Okay.
yeah,
And I was talking with some guys earlier, and people feel like we overpaid for Robert Hunt. And let me go through the list of free agents real quick down the bottom of the screen. Starting from left to right, you got Robert Hunt, guard, came from Miami. Damian Lewis, guard, he came from Seattle. You got Ashawn Robinson, defensive tackle, came from the Giants. Josie Jewell, I'm sorry.
Jewel.
Linebacker came from the Broncos. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I added him on late. Dane Jackson. We traded Dante for Deontay and got Dane back as well. So I saw somebody put that on Twitter earlier today, and I had to laugh. That was hilarious to me. I had to laugh.
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. It was like, is that confusing? And then I tried to say it. I started to type hell yeah, but I didn't. I didn't.
Oh, I wish I'd have been on the phone when you tried that shit there, buddy. Oh my god. But yeah,
Go
okay.
ahead,
So
man.
a lot of people feel like we overpaid for Hunt, and I'm not even gonna lie. When I saw that 5 year, $100 million contract, I went, "Whoa!" I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Wait a damn minute!" I'm sitting there, I'm sitting there adding up on my fingers. I'm like, "Shit, we ain't got that much damn money." I'm like, "Where in the hell did
But
we get this from?" But
man, listen.
hey,
Like I told you during the last live, I was like, don't
mhm,
pay attention to what that cap number is right now, because between now and 4 p.m. Wednesday, that number is
yeah,
going to change. They wouldn't be making these deals if they didn't already know what kind of cap space that they were going to have. Because by
mhm,
4 p.m. today,
it had to be
East Coast
cap
time,
compliant.
yeah, they had to be cap compliant. So they knew exactly what they were doing. I wasn't worried about it at all. And with the contracts, the thing the thing that's always telling is the guaranteed money. So yeah, it
Mhm,
says 5 years, $100 million. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But in all actuality, it's 3 years, 63 million. Because that 63 million is guaranteed. First 3 years, the last 2 years is voidable, but those 2 years help spread the cap hit. That's why his
fact.
cap hit for this year is only like a little over $6 million. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? So,
okay.
hey, but like I was saying earlier, people say that, well, we overpaid for the guards. Well, you want to pay the guards that we had last year? I'm sorry, I'm confused.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
Hey,
you get what you
and
pay
speaking
for.
and speaking of that, Tony, speaking of that, okay. So the guy I was talking to earlier, and I mentioned I was like, okay, well, you know what? If we would have waited, sat back and waited for all these players to hit that clearance rack in Dollar General right off to the side when you walk in the door. All right. If we'd have waited for all them players to hit the clearance rack, everybody in Panther Nation would be like, man, here we go again. You out here getting all the cheap players. You're not bringing in nobody
Exactly.
worth a damn. So I was like, hey,
Right.
just like you said, we've been doing the same thing over and over and over and over. And what is this saying? If you repeating the same thing over and over, is the epitome of insanity or something?
Of
I know I'm saying
insanity.
that
That's
wrong.
right.
Yeah, but
That's
and
right.
I'm just like,
They
but
you I get it.
you can't have you can't have it both ways. And I said you got to pick a
Yeah.
struggle. You got to
Yeah.
pick a struggle. Either you're gonna be mad when we go cheap. Don't be mad when we spend too. Because I give you a prime example. Remember when Matt Rule came in, all right? And what was
Yeah.
the first one of the first things he did? He went out and got Pat Eifline and Cam Irvin and was like, here you go, folks. Offensive line is fixed. You're welcome. Thank you. Let's go win a Super Bowl. And I ain't gonna lie, I said
I
Pat
swear,
Irvin and Eifline.
I do not want to be reminded of those two. You could have said any other Panthers in Panther history, but those two
Mhm.
right there. Yeah,
That's what you get, and I know it was a cap stress year in that too, but
that's right.
that's what you get when you go to the clearance rack. Okay, so shout
Yeah,
out to Brant Tillis. I think he is in here and he is doing what he is being paid to do. They freed up cap money when they traded Burns, and I think if they so decide, there is some more cap space that can be freed up with some restructures. According to
Yes,
Spot
with some
Track,
restructures.
I think Taylor Moton, I think he might be the only one left that can be restructured now because Bozeman is
No, no, no.
gone, Von Bell is gone. Um, Dante, I don't think he was on that list, but it might be a couple on there. But I think Moton alone would save I think over 10 million.
6.5 million. Six and a
Oh,
half
okay.
million. So
Well,
they
my bad.
they can they can restructure Taylor Moton. Adam Thielen can be restructured. Um, Hayden Hurst is gone.
What
Shot
up,
Tuttle
Dove?
can be reconstructed. Miles Sanders can be restructured.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad you looked
Yeah,
that up because I was way off.
yeah.
I was way, way off. All right. Hey, and again, appreciate everybody in the chat. I'm sorry, as usual, well, not as usual. I try to get everybody's comment on the screen, but they coming in, hot and heavy, and I can't keep
Hot and
up with all of
heavy.
them right
Yeah.
this second. Yeah, they come in hot and heavy, man. I can't keep up. But shout out to everybody in the
May-
chat, and I'm gonna try to make
Maybe
sure I
after
scroll
this,
back, get to y'all comments.
yeah. Maybe after this segment we can go back and go through some.
Okay. All right. So let me pull up my slides here, and let's go ahead and talk about these free agents that we signed. All right.
Okay.
All right, Tony. So we got Robert Hunt, guard, 6'6", 335, Hog Molly. Okay. 2020
Grown
second
man.
round pick out of what is it, Louisiana, Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns. All right.
Yes.
And I got this
Yes.
from PFF Panthers on Twitter. Okay, and it says since 2022, he's had 1,051 pass blocking snaps and has only allowed 29 QB pressures and 4 sacks. All right. So what you think about him, Tony? And hold on, before you say that, I'm going to throw the link in the chat here real quick. If anybody wants to come in and join us, please do and give your thoughts as well.
Listen, I can't tell you how ecstatic I am to see 103 people in the chat, dog. Like this,
I,
this,
I
this is
What? Hey,
this,
look,
this, this
just
is
hey,
this
just go
is
ahead before
new.
they decide to leave, man. Just keep talking, keep talking. We doing something
Oh,
right.
but no, I love this pick. If you remember, Robert Hunt is the guy, the big offensive lineman that caught the pass from Tua Tagovailoa last
Yes,
year and showed a
yes.
little
Hey, the flip.
athleticism. Sorry, yeah, but the play didn't count because he was an ineligible receiver. You know what I'm saying? But if he was, that was a beautiful touchdown grab. You know what I'm saying? Big boy flipped over, almost landed on his head, stuck the ball
Facts.
out, broke the goal line. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah,
but I,
he
I
did
love
everything
it.
right.
Yeah, he did everything right. But yeah, you know, even before we got um before we even drafted Bryce Young last year, when we
Hmm.
had Baker Mayfield, Sam Darnold, all them guys, one of the things that I was on the record of saying was we didn't have enough big guys up the middle. Remember, I was talking about Brady Christensen, and everybody thought I was just hating on Brady
Yes,
Christensen. I'm like, no,
yes.
I'm not hating
I
on
remember.
him. For the scheme at that time, Brady Christensen didn't fit the scheme that we were
Yeah.
running at that time. When you trying to go north south and you trying to play smash mouth football, you need those type of hog mollies up front. You know what I mean? So now that we
Hmm.
have Bryce Young, a smaller stature quarterback, whether you want to talk about his size, weight, or what have you, the best the best way to a quarterback is straight up the middle. So if your interior is not rock solid, then your
Yeah.
quarterback is going to have a bad day. I can't remember the offensive lineman name. I mean the offensive line coach that we have now that came from Tampa Bay. But all you have to think
Is
about
it
is when,
Gibson or something?
yeah, so Gilbert. I think his last name is Gilbert.
Gilbert.
Gilbert,
Yeah.
yeah, Gilbert. All you have to do is think back to when he was at Tampa Bay and when um Tom Brady first came over from New England. One of the
Hmm.
first things that they did was shore up the middle of the offense. Why? Because Tom Brady is a pocket passer. He's a statue. But if you
Yeah.
give him time in that pocket, Time to
Mhm.
step up, maneuver just a little bit, and get the ball off. You're gonna have a good day. So I think
Right.
we all witnessed what happened to Bryce last year, the beating that he took. You know, seemed like on every drop back there was somebody in his lap. They couldn't protect him. You know, in the Brink security truck, nothing. So have big guys like this, man. Hey, I'm all for
Mhm.
it, man. Protect
Hey,
your
I
franchise
feel you.
quarterback.
Yeah, and I
Protect your
said this
franchise
earlier.
quarterback.
Said this earlier when we were live with Uncle Quan from the Panthers Experience, and also if y'all guys are in here, make sure y'all go check out Uncle Quan's channel. What's up, Doug? He's in here with us. Go check out his channel. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to our guys too. But as I said earlier, um you had Bryce Young, okay, and you got left tackle, right tackle, and on every play, you know they're not going to be perfect on every play, all right. But you got
Right.
Taylor Moulton, you got Ikem Iki Aquanu, okay, and players get by them from time to time, and sometimes they can get a hand on them and kind of push them past the quarterback. But Bryce Young, 90% of the time, never had a pocket to step up to because his two guards and his center were literally within, spitting distance in front of him. I mean, we talked about earlier,
Yeah.
there was a play where Bozeman and our two guards were standing, looking down the field with their hands up, trying to block air, and that whoever they were trying to block was behind them, in between them and Bryce Young. Okay,
Yeah.
because like I was telling
Yeah. I remember that.
Prime earlier, as quiet as it's kept, Icky and Moulton had a rough year last year. Okay, and I think
Yeah.
that it was just Icky overshadowed Moulton because it was like whoever got by Icky got to Bryce Young before whoever got by Moulton did. So like I
Right.
always say, quiet as it's kept, and the problem was like, nah, it ain't quiet. We always talk about that, you know. But if Bryce has a pocket to step up into, and like I said, it's not every play. The tackles didn't get beat on every single play, but if they can get their hands on their defenders, push them past Bryce, and Bryce has a pocket to step up into, and hopefully that's what's going to happen with the signing of Robert Hunt, and then Damian Lewis, who we'll get into next. All right. And
Right.
one thing, let me show the money. Nervash, I hope I'm
Yeah.
saying that right. $5 super chat. Hey, we really appreciate you. He
Hey,
said,
appreciate you, Navash.
did they really release Bozeman? Corbett doesn't seem like a trustworthy option at center. Too many injuries, and he's mostly played offensive guard. Yes, they did release Bradley Bozeman, and I'm not even gonna lie. I
And
wish
they
that could
needed
have
to.
worked out. Yeah, yeah, they needed to. Bozeman really did not fit the scheme the way I think that Canales and them want. And I like what they did. They came in and they watched tape. They watched tape, and I think they studied
Right.
every player on that offense, also on the defense, and they were like, you know what? We like them. We love for them to stay, but it's just not going to work. Okay.
Right.
And like I've been hearing, over the past couple days, and this is true. Okay. People fall in love with players. All right. I do all the time. It's people like Bradley Bozeman. I did not want to see Bradley Bozeman go at all. But you got to
Right.
remember, this is a business. It's no different than when you go to, your local restaurant and you got somebody that's been working there for 15 years that that takes care of you every time you go there. But at some point, if they start messing up, they got to go. And I know that's kind of a whack analogy, but hey, that's what I can think of at the moment.
No, but
But
hey, it's a good one. It's a good one.
yeah.
It's a good one. I'm just glad that we got big boy in the in the middle,
Mhm.
protecting our franchise quarterback, and I hope it all works out.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
we hope. But like you said, 4 sacks is 2022. I take that any day of the week.
Yeah, exactly. And I watched just a few highlights on Robert Hunt that I saw on mostly on Twitter. And what stood out to me the most is like for him and the next guy we got coming up on the next slide. If they get a hold of you, get leverage, and get you out of position, it is going to be a bad day. They're going to take your lunch money, they're going to take your Jordans, they're going to get the keys to your car, and they're going home happy. You know what I mean? I'm telling you. Hey, but you
Yeah.
know what? Doug, what's up, man? How you doing?
Chilling, sitting in the kitchen, sitting in Mama Duke's kitchen. Yeah,
Hey, first off, tell Mama Deuce I hope she feeling better and we still praying for her,
Yeah,
Doug.
tell my dudes, we
I
definitely been
definitely will.
praying
She's
for her,
sitting over
man,
here
and
in this. She's sitting in this recliner.
Okay.
yeah, okay.
What you think, Doug?
I
But,
love it.
Doug,
I love it. You
yeah,
already know what I had to say
give us
about.
your thoughts real quick.
I love it. I love it about Robert Hunt. Robert Hunt is definitely a mauler, and
Mhm.
he is a nasty guard. Like I said, we got two nasty guards. I'm not gonna steal the shine for the other guy that we got, but I love it. And like I alluded to, with Bryce Young succeeding, he needs to have great guard play. There's no
Mhm.
shame or any
Right.
shade throwing at Zavala, Brady Christensen, Cade Mays, um, Austin Corbett. Who else did we bring in? We brought a couple of guys in. I mean, it's no shade to anybody, but they're just not the type of guards that Bryce needs for him to succeed. And when you have bigger guards, they produce. And just look at Drew Brees. I know it's a funny thing that we had earlier this morning. I was at therapy with Mama Dukes, and then as soon as I said Drew Brees, my connection
You
went out.
went whoop.
Yep, I just went straight out.
Yeah.
So again, shorter quarterbacks need great guard play, and I think
Yeah.
hitting a home run on the first day, and we're talking about first day of tampering. Most of the time, Carolina
Mhm.
does a one and done. We're not even
Yeah.
one and done, fellas. I mean, and
Yeah.
Panther Nation, we're this is the one of many, and you got more to come with visits. So,
Right.
like I said, it was
Fact.
great, man.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Fact. And another thing, that I saw from Robert Hunt too, I seen a few highlights of him getting out on screens. Okay.
Hmm.
We were
Yeah.
trash. We were garbage juice trash last year in the screen game. So I'm hoping that he can come in and help too. Somebody big, strong, athletic can get out there and take his man, and block him all the way up in the 15th row. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
But all in all, I love the signing. Like I said at first, I was a little bit like, "Oh, $100 million," but okay, if you take a look at the contract, it's only a $6 million cap hit for this season. Okay, so it's very team friendly for this year. And given that our cap space is supposed to be we're supposed to be in a way better position next year. I hopefully it'll set us up for success. All right.
Facts,
Right.
facts.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on. We got Damian Lewis. Okay, he's a guard, 6'2", 327. Another hog molly. 2020 third round pick. All right, and I also got this from PFF Panthers on Twitter. Since 2021, 1,675 pass blocking snaps, 79 QB pressures allowed, and 7 sacks. And I said this earlier. The only thing that kind of not really concerns me, but I saw some of the Seattle Seahawks podcasters right after this move was made, and they were really just like, y'all can have him. He ain't worth that much. Just whatever. Have fun with him. We're moving on. We're going to big and better things. But, but our new coaching staff, we bought the offensive line coach from Tampa, who, as Tony said, I believe was there when they redid the off. Was he there when they redid the offensive line for Tampa? Because he was down there for a minute,
Yeah.
right?
For
Oh,
Brady. Yeah.
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 Okay. So hopefully he get these boys lined up and get them playing to how he wants them to play, and we can go on from there. Tony,
I
Doug,
mean,
what y'all think?
no, I mean they can say what they want to say about a player, and everybody has their moments. This guy came into the league in 2020.
Hmm.
So let's just take a look at what it says. Since 2021, that's 3 years ago, he's only had 7 sacks. 7 sacks. He's only had 7 sacks since 2021 out of
Hmm.
almost 1,700 pass blocking snaps. If I'm not, if I'm not, if I can recall, Charles Cross, the starting left tackle that they had his rookie season, Charles Cross
Hmm.
gave up, I think, it was 6 sacks in one
Hmm.
season. This guy here only had 7 sacks in 3 seasons. Again, I'll take that. And if you watch
Fact.
him, big boy got good feet. He got quick feet, and he's a people mover. He gonna move some furniture for you.
Yeah. Hey, Doug, what did you say earlier? If anybody wants to see what he can do, look at
That's
what he
exactly what I
did
was getting at.
to Deion
To
Jones
Dion, that's exactly what I said.
against us. Yeah.
That's exactly what I
Yeah.
said.
hmm Yeah,
So
man.
Like that's the only thing I was
I
to say.
I,
Like I
I
said,
love the pick.
most of my points, and I had to show the big cuz some love because, like I said, we talked about it earlier, and I didn't want to steal much shine. Like I said, I got a couple minutes, and I know I talked to
Yeah.
these fellas behind the
You not
scenes.
stealing no
Just get
shine, dog.
nah, because like I said, I mean, we talked about it. We talked about it earlier. Like it's just
hmm
getting different people's perspective, and
Oh yeah.
again, like on paper, and this is a big thing because Carolina's never been on a on paper type team in free agency. It's been on paper and draft. And so,
hmm
meaning on paper, when you look at it, this is the busiest offseason that we've really had. If you look at last year was pretty busy as well. But if you look at the signings, and again, we're only on day 3, you have did y'all see the announcement that Jadeveon Clowney did land and his meeting with the Panthers is tomorrow? Did y'all see that
Uh,
news?
Yeah.
no.
Yeah,
I knew
Yeah,
it
I
so
was
saw it.
tomorrow, but I didn't know he was here yet.
yeah, he's landing, and then the meeting is tomorrow. Which it ain't.
Okay.
Again, he's a Carolina kid, so it ain't like he
hmm
had to go far. He probably was home or whatever. But
Yeah.
I think you have 3 defensive linemen, defensive ends, and you got a safety that's coming in now. So again, going on what we're basically talking about, this is a crazy offseason. It's really a crazy offseason.
Yeah.
Again, you're getting in the trenches, and that's one thing Tony and myself talked about. You get the trenches first, and then you worry about everything else. Um,
Facts.
it's important because you build your team from up front, and then you build it from the back end afterwards.
Inside
But
out.
let me
Inside
excuse
out.
me, inside
hmm
out. Before Tony and CJ say this, I just seen it's 123 of y'all in here, man. If you have not hit that like button, share the video, left a comment, or even subscribe to Two Fans in the Stands. Yes, they hit their goal at 1,000, but these fellas are still working. They're still in the trenches, like we just said, and continue to give you guys content. With the
2K,
Panthers
baby.
making noise now, everybody is going to be putting perspectives and videos out. So again, this
hmm
is their perspective. If you guys are enjoying it, you're new to the channel, again, hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the left-hand side of it, and then reach over to the comment section and tell them that you're enjoying the content.
Hey,
Yeah.
look at this right here. Say, yeah, Clowney here, Onyx tonight, and meeting with the Panthers tomorrow. Hey,
I
I,
swear
I
I
wouldn't doubt.
wanted to ignore that comment so bad.
Hey, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I wouldn't doubt it at all. Hey, more
they
more
said,
Hey.
they
power to
said,
you.
yeah. I
Hey,
mean, they
I
just
hope.
announced it. They just announced like maybe 2 hours or so. Somebody reported that his meeting is like tomorrow, but he is in the city. So
Okay. Hey, look, if
Yeah.
he is, man, I hope they down there making the shake, dog. I hope they make it shake enough where he don't want to go nowhere. Look at Tony
Hey,
put the comment down.
man. Yeah, man.
All
look,
right,
Yeah.
he
Listen.
can't say what he
We
want to say.
yeah, I can't. I'm trying to keep it 100.
Look,
Trying to keep it
look, only
100. I
thing,
ain't trying to go
look,
off
look,
on.
only thing I'm gonna tell y'all, when I went to the one in Dallas, and Tony know
Mhm.
what I'm talking about, I had to drop 400 to just get upstairs, and it was worth every penny of $400.
Good
That's all I'm gonna
grief.
say.
Listen, the one in Charlotte can't compare to the one in Dallas. Amen.
Facts,
Yeah. Nah.
facts,
It
Eh,
cannot,
I've never been to the one in Dallas. You know, I could just
brother.
imagine. Yeah.
Brother,
But
I went
okay,
one time and I said for the sake of my marriage, I would not be back again. For,
oh my
for
God.
the sake of my marriage, I would not be back again. I don't want the chicken wings. Don't bring me no drink. I don't want nothing. No,
Mhm.
sir.
Hey,
But let's go ahead.
Dylan.
Move on. Let's move on.
Yep.
What's next?
Dylan Whip for Panther fans on. How you doing? Appreciate the $5 super chat. He said, how many passing yards are you expecting Bryce to average in the game this season? Keep pounding. You know what? When we get through with the free agents, we'll talk about Bryce.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, appreciate it, Dylan.
Okay, sorry about
What
that,
you got?
y'all. My Amazon device here was going off with a timer. My bad. But thank you,
Okay.
Dylan. We appreciate that, and we're going to get into that. We're going to have a topic about Bryce coming up here pretty soon. But shout out to Dylan.
Yeah.
Hey man, you missed it, man. I joined in with Tony. I did the whole the crab hands thing with him today because we got 1,000
Salute to you,
subscribers.
my boy.
Yeah, and look, and I go back and look, and I said, I wish Dylan was watching this right now to see this. But we appreciate you, man. We
Yeah.
really do. All right, but let's slide on here, and we have Ashawn Robinson, defensive tackle, 6'4", 330 pounds, 2016 second round pick. His stats from last year: 17 games played, 34 total tackles, 6 tackles for loss, and 1 quarterback hit. Tony, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to you because you shook your head as soon as I turned that slide.
Hey, Ashawn Robinson is a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Flat out, point blank, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I loved him when he came out of Alabama. I was hoping that the Panthers would get him last year before he went to the Giants when he left the Rams. Yeah, I was like, okay, this is one of the Vero boys. Hope he can bring Ashawn Robinson with him because, we've been saying for the past couple of years, Derek Brown needs a true running mate on the other side of him to help kind of solidify that defensive line. So when I saw that yesterday or the day before yesterday, I was like, oh my God. He brings a lot of scheme versatility. He can play the 3 technique. He could play the 4 high technique, or he could play the 5 technique. Or sometimes you can move him inside to nose guard, depending on what you want to do with him. But I love
Mm-hmm.
his scheme versatility. He know how to get after the passer. He can definitely help you stop the run. I love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Doug.
I ain't about to take away. Like I said, I talked to these fellas a lot behind the scenes, and when me and Tony
Mm-hmm.
talked, he was like, "Doug, like, I mean, I'm talking about, you know how a Christmas tree light up? This man was lighting up through the phone. I can only imagine if we had cameras
I'm
on.
telling you,
When I say
boy.
I could tell from ear to ear. He was like, Doug, can you imagine a 6'4"? I think we said 318, 320. So I don't know about that 330. But when we were like,
Okay.
imagine a
He,
6'4"
yeah.
plus, no, I'm just gonna say, just imagine a 6'4", 300 pounder right beside I mean, Lord, let me start back over. Imagine a
Derek Brown.
6'4", 300 plus defensive lineman going over beside Derek Brown. And I was like, he's 6'4". He said, Doug. He was like, he's 6'4". He's a true nose. And again, people gotta understand, you 6'4", 300 pounds, that's a giant. That's not a person just small walking into a room. But then
Or
imagine he
sloppy looking.
sloppy looking. But I will even say this:
Yeah.
imagine a stunt. Imagine you got him coming at you directly, and
Ooh,
then you have
ooh.
DB coming behind you. And DB is what, six? Is he 6'2", 6'3"?
Six. I thought he was like
Oh,
6'5".
so DB 6'5", 6'5",
Yeah.
330.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Okay.
6'5" all day.
So imagine you got a six. Imagine you got a 6'4" true nose, and then you do a stunt, and you got a 6'5" coming around, spinning around, and then comes and hits your quarterback. Again, I love the
Let me tell
pickup.
you.
And then a game that what you got?
No, go ahead, Doug. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot we got a delay. Go ahead.
Oh no, no. Oh no, no, you good, because I was gonna say only thing that I like about it is Derek Brown has a running mate. When KK Short was here, did
Yeah.
KK Short have a running mate?
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
starts.
Solitude.
So
Mm-hmm.
he had a running mate. Correct, correct. So
Wrecking
I
havoc.
mean, it's definitely, like I said, it's connections. And then I just
Mm-hmm.
looked on Twitter when Tony was talking. He actually has 2 connections here. He played for Evero, and one of his best years was
Yeah.
underneath Evero. And if you go look
Yeah.
at the
When he
tape,
was with the Rams.
he's actually played along with who? With the Rams. But yeah, guess who's played with supposedly one of the best D tackles that's ever played the game, Aaron Donald. And I do think
Mm-hmm.
Derek Brown is up there with Aaron Donald. I mean, they're two different physiques because Aaron Donald
Yeah.
is undersized. But if you look at it, DB is a top 5 D tackle or interior D lineman. And you put him along somebody that's played with one of the greats and he knows how to play. What else is there to do? What else is there to do, man?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Facts. And if I'm
But
not
listen, let me
mistaken,
go
K1
ahead, CJ.
Short
I'm
that
sorry.
year. I'm sorry. If I'm not mistaken, K1 Short that year had double-digit sacks. But Tulane was eating up double teams all
Yes,
game, damn near
Thank
every
you.
game.
Thank
yes,
you.
Yeah.
Thank
And
yes,
you.
K1
That's the
Short
point. The
was
yes.
reason I
was
was
getting
making
to
it.
the
Thank you.
quarterback. hmm If I'm not
Like I say,
mistaken,
man,
somebody let me know if I'm wrong. He had double-digit sacks that year.
if anybody got any doubt about Ashawn Robinson or you don't really know much about him, I would say go back and look at his Rams tape. He did do work last year with the Giants alongside Dexter Lawrence. But go back and watch his Rams tape when he played inside. Basically, like I would say, like in spot duty. When he came into the game, they wreaked havoc up front. For the
hmm
life of me, I don't know why he didn't start. But when he came into the game and he was alongside Aaron Donald, they wreaked havoc in the middle. All you have to do,
Facts.
in my opinion, is just go back and watch his tape when he was at Alabama. We all know Alabama produced those dogs, especially up front. This man had
Absolutely.
Pro Bowl talent labeled, you know, attached to his name coming out in his draft profile. So I don't think he's reached that potential. Hopefully he
hmm
can reach that potential here. But listen, the brother, it's gonna be a different day, and I just hope that this is not the last defensive tackle that Carolina brings in. I think we need to bring in at least one or two more, whether it's through the draft
Facts.
or through undrafted free agent or something, just to add some depth. You know what I'm saying? But the boy's a dog. Yeah,
Well, what
hmm
about Thurman? What about Thurman though? You know we still had
I
Thurman.
like
Thurman's
Thurman.
from
I
Alabama.
like Thurman. I like Thurman. I like LeBron Ray. Last year both of them are back. They got, they coming back into the same defensive scheme, the same
hmm
coaches that they're familiar with. So a year under their belt should really help them out
Yeah.
when you talk about knowing the defense and knowing the terminology and the calls and things of that nature.
Hmm.
We saw Nick Thurman come on during the second half of the season. You
Big
saw
time.
a glimpse of what LeBron Ray can do. So hopefully those boys can build off of what they did last year.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and Rock Jones said he said I don't see Robinson as a true nose tackle. Well, that you know what?
His
One thing
tape
I can
out
say
there.
is the brother can
yeah,
the brother's good against the run. Okay, and that
yeah.
was something that really plagued us early last season, and we kind of sort of shored it up later in the season. It was a gigantic hole. They plugged it a little bit. You know, but it was still something there, especially when Green Bay came in town and Aaron Jones decided to run all over us in the first half. But
To
yeah,
be disrespectful.
yeah, exactly. But one thing Ashawn Robinson can do is he's good against the run. Okay, so we'll see. And it said we
Yeah,
still need a DB very bad. Well, we did pick up
that's true.
yeah,
We'll
we
talk about.
did pick up yeah. We'll talk about. I don't
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
slide
We'll
for him.
talk about that.
Yeah, I don't have a slide for him because I had to run back to work real quick because I'm on call this week, so I didn't get a chance to make a slide for him. But we'll talk about him in a minute here.
Yeah.
All right. So
All right.
let's
Who
let's
we got
move on
next?
here. Josie Jewell. All
Yes,
right,
sir. Yes,
linebacker,
sir.
6'2", 236, 2018 fourth round pick out of Iowa. Okay, his 2023 stats: 16 games played, 108 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. All right, now y'all have to help me out on this
Yes,
one.
sir.
I've seen
Hey,
some
real
highlights, but go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Mom Duke, she just got the phone. She said, tell the fellas I said, hey, she's laying in the front room. I'm in the room, like literally right in front of her. She was like, tell you fellas hello.
Hey, what's up, Mama
Tell
Doug?
Marcus we said
Hold
what's
on.
up.
You said,
We
hold on.
definitely
You
gonna keep
said, you
you in
said,
our
what else, Mom?
prayers.
She said, tell the fellas, pray for Mama. She's doing real bad.
Hey, I've been praying today for her. I prayed
Definitely
up
keep
for her
you
a
in
few
our
times.
prayers, man.
Oh yeah. Tell
Yeah,
tell her she gonna
no
be all
doubt.
right. God got her. But yeah.
Yes, sir. We know
Already.
that. Amen.
Oh yeah. But y'all help me out on this one because I don't
Lem-
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know too much about
you
Josie
you
Jewell.
gonna
But hey,
you want to
go
do it?
ahead.
You
Go
going
hey, go
first?
ahead.
You
Go
going
ahead.
first, Tony? You want me to go
Let me tell
first, or
you
you
something.
going?
Y'all, I got it. I got you. I got you. I got you. Be easy. Be easy. Listen, y'all know I have been preaching for a while, especially when we first hired Evero and we said we're going to a 3-4 defense. And I've been saying in a 3-4 defense, your biggest strength, what you want to make your biggest strength is straight up the middle. Not only at
Mhm.
nose tackle, but it's on that second level at middle linebacker. I know a lot of people don't know about Josie Jewell. Josie Jewell at the combine when he came out ran a 4.8 in the 40. But if you watch him,
Okay.
you know, CJ, I've always talked about this. You can take a player that run a 4.6, but
Mhm.
because say a wide receiver, he can run a 4.6, but he
Uh-huh.
because he's such a precise route runner and there's no wasted steps, that 4.6 can look like a
Clemson and Boston
4.4.
College.
When you when you watch Josie Jewell play, you would never think he runs a 4.8 40 because how it's instinctual
Mhm.
and his eye recognition. Like he diagnoses plays real quick. He's that downhill thumper. You know my saying. I like them linebackers come and stick their nose in mama kitchen, see what you find out what you're cooking. You know what I'm saying?
Put it right here.
He's one of those type of linebackers, man. He's always around the ball. If you go back to one highlight that he had that I seen over and over again is when he put the shoulder pad into Derrick Henry, and I never seen nobody stop Derrick Henry in his tracks like Josie Jewell did. That
Okay.
was like that was like a perfect hit. Like if you was teaching somebody how to hit, how to make contact, you know, with a player,
Mhm.
that that was a teachable moment for anybody that wanted to know how to stop a Mack truck. You
Uh-oh.
know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh,
Oh
Tony.
hell.
Uh-oh. Hey, Kent Dale the GOAT. What's up, baby?
Why get a welcome like that? Come on now. Where the uh-ohs come from?
I don't
Where the uh-ohs come
Well,
from
I don't
now?
hey,
even want I
hold
don't
Come
on,
on
even
hold
want
on,
now.
to
hold
talk
on,
no more.
hold on, that Ken there.
I don't even
I
want to talk no more.
service. I hopped on y'all podcast the other day. Hey, look, all 165 of y'all. Y'all know Kendall saw me come in their podcast and he called me. Oh, here we go. Two Bryces in the stands. Lord have mercy. I've been thinking of something to come back to him ever since, but I ain't come up with nothing good enough yet. It ain't
Oh,
right yet. I ain't ready to roll with that. I got to work on. I told him I've been writing it down. But Kendall, man, what's going on, man? How you doing?
What's going on,
I can't
Kendall?
call it, fellas. I see but ain't nothing. What's going on, Tony? What's going on, CJ? What y'all got? C Duck
Going
in
on?
Man.
here?
Yeah, see Duck.
Yeah,
Huh?
we
What's
got
up, Duck?
Doug in here, man.
C Duck, what's going on your ugly ass?
Nothing.
Nah,
Taking care of mama dudes.
No doubt, no doubt.
yeah.
Tell her what's up. Tell her what's up.
Yeah,
Hey,
man. What's
I
so I
what's
just
good,
definitely
heard y'all
do.
Kendall? What you
boys,
think?
man, going. Hey, I just heard y'all boys going through some of these free agents right here. This overspending
Mhm.
spree we on. So I'm trying to get a little because I don't know a lot about this Josie Jewell guy here. So I'm letting CJ.
Okay.
I'm just trying to listen and learn
Hey,
myself.
Okay.
Yeah,
can I
yeah.
say this to allude CJ? I mean, Tony, were you done talking about him?
Yeah, yeah. Go. You know, Kendall always throw me off my game, man. You know, cause I had to prepare different when he come into the chat. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
go ahead.
I'll say this. I said this. I said this on my guy Quan's channel earlier this morning about about this young man. I'd never seen a linebacker 1-on-1 meet Derrick Henry in a hole, and it's not like pushing back. It's like a fight. It was a true form tackle, and when he does get
Yes,
in the gap and he does come in the gaps, it's not arm tackles. It's head to head, head on, wrap up, old school type tackling. Um, I've also really related his game to Dan Morgan. Dan Morgan didn't have the eye popping interceptions. Dan Morgan didn't have the eye popping PBUs. He had a lot of tackles, and he will hit you,
yes,
and
sir.
that's what a lot of people were afraid of. He's also known for his game when he played against Patrick Mahomes and had a 2 interception game last year. This is last year. We're not talking about 2 years, 1 year before. This happened last year when he played against
Mhm.
Patrick Mahomes. He baited him into 2 picks last year. And we're not talking about balls hitting up in the air. He was in coverage and he actually intercepted the ball twice.
Mm.
He had one beautiful. I didn't mean to cut you off, but he had one beautiful play where he mugged the front and seemed like he was gonna rush, and he dropped back into the
Dropped in
zone,
coverage.
and Patrick Mahomes didn't see it, and he snagged
Yep,
the ball so pretty.
that's a
I was
fact.
like, oh my god, because I don't think I had ever seen a linebacker mug the front like that and fade like he was gonna rush and drop back. It was beautiful. Go ahead. I just
So
want to throw
so
that
Yeah,
in
so
there.
no,
so he is going to be the Mike linebacker, not the off ball linebacker.
so it
Yeah,
depends.
he's
It
gonna be the
depends,
Mike
Kendall,
linebacker.
because if
Okay,
you got a
okay,
Mike, Shaq is supposed to play the Mike, but Shaq is not a true Mike linebacker. If we really
exactly,
know
exactly.
his true strength, he is not a Mike Will linebacker. And
Hmm.
again, I also think CJ and myself made this point. I'm high on Peyton Wilson out of NC State. You put Peyton Wilson alongside this young man right here, you have a dynamic duo in linebackers. Regardless of who is on that third wheel, you can get above average or average type of linebacker. When you get them, it's gonna be lights out. But this man right here is one thing that I alluded to earlier. Frankie Louvu had 22 missed tackles. This man does not even have a rate over 10 missed tackles in coverage. And again, I understand people are upset that we lost Frankie Louvu, but Frankie Louvu does have heart. But this young man knows ball, and when I mean he's a hard hitter, he's a hard hitter. And I love
Yeah.
the pickup.
Yeah.
I love the
Hey,
pickup.
but and you know what? And speaking of Frankie Louvu, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of sad when we let him go. But I did hear that they really tried to make a push for him. But at the end of the day, Louvu was intrigued to go play in Dan Quinn's system up in Washington. I guess he felt like he
Facts.
may use him like he's done some other players that he has had in the past.
Hmm.
So I'm just like, okay, if they made if they made an effort, if they put forth an effort and he was just like, you know what, fellas, I'm good. You know what? Hey, it's what it is.
Now,
Right.
from my
But
understanding, it was a
let
late effort. It was a late effort right there in the ninth
Hmm.
in the ninth inning or whatever you want to call it. And just like you said, Washington had done reached out, so he wanted to go
hmm
play in that one. Then
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
thing, now y'all got to understand, like what C. Dougie was saying. C. Dougie, Frankie was playing out of position. Frankie was playing out of
Yes.
position on
Yes,
here
he
because of
was.
Shaq. Then,
Hmm.
like you said,
Yeah.
Shaq been playing out of position for what the last 2 years. So
Facts.
I mean, I'm not
Ever
trying to
since
make
Luke
Right.
left.
no excuses for none of these guys, whatever. But if
Right.
he's gonna come in and be the a true Mike linebacker that we haven't had in the last 4 years or better, you know what I'm saying, since Luke Kuechly retired, then
Hmm.
I'm all for that. Like I said, I that's
Yeah.
why I came on because I don't know anything about this guy, and I'm not gonna sit up
Yeah.
here and say,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I know I done seen all this and that because I watched 2 highlights. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
Right.
I
why
don't. I don't either.
I'm strapping myself to the learning tree as well to see what's going on with
Yeah.
this guy.
Right.
I
Hey,
didn't know
so
what type of
I don't.
linebacker he was.
Hey, Q. I'm not Q. I'm sorry, Kendi. I don't know if that's Q or Pop, but Black Cat Panther Podcast says again, why is he available?
He was available, from my understanding, from reports that I read. I can't remember the newspaper in Denver,
Hmm.
but the scheme that um Vance Joseph runs that he ran last year, Josie Jewell had a productive year in that scheme. But again, this guy played with Ivero and a lot of those defensive coaches on the Panther staff when they were
Mm-hmm.
in Denver. It ain't always about because a player is available that he was bad at his last stop.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the case.
And
We see
how old is
players.
he?
He was drafted in 2018, so he's not that old.
Okay.
He's not that old.
Here, Kendall,
So
I'll tell
29.
you
He's
how old he is.
29.
yeah, but a lot of time it's for me familiarity, relationships with other coaches, things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature, scheme that he see that he fits better in. And let's be honest, a lot of it is the bag. They go where the money is. So if you can go where the money is, and with coaches that you played for before, and you know the scheme. I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Denver in the middle of being turned upside down, they damn self. You know what I'm saying? So it could be a whole lot of other reasons. It ain't just because he's available that he's bad.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
we if they got turned upside down, we got tossed out and picked up by the garbage truck, and the garbage truck threw us back in the building and said, "Nah, we don't even want this crap."
Right,
Hey, CJ
right.
and
That's
Tony,
true.
y'all got to look at this too. The Broncos had to
Uh-huh.
cut a lot of fat, and even though he's not the fat of their organization, you have to
Mm.
look at with that dead money that Russell had on the books. They had to cut a lot of players because just along with him, they cut Simmons. Simmons isn't trash, and again,
Mm.
I mean, they let a lot of people go, and then they had to trade
Yeah.
Jared Judy for draft capital. So again, a lot
Yeah.
of the cuts that the
Hmm.
Denver Broncos had this year was based off because they had to eat on so much cap. And that's the reason why they didn't really want him to go. They really did
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
not want him to
Well,
go.
Hey,
you're gonna actually see
same
them
thing with
see somebody
Miami.
probably do
My
it right. Is what you're gonna do. You're gonna
Yeah,
actually probably see somebody do it right. Okay. Now
right.
I love to go see the end results of this thing right here. Probably the next because you got to look and say, okay, what does Sean Payton contract get? How many years he's supposed to get? Whatever Sean Payton, how many years he's supposed to get? They getting ready to give him
Well, I think it
time.
was 10.
You
He's
see what
at
I'm saying?
what 10 years, didn't he?
Okay.
Didn't win
Well,
the
see, the
10-year
ownership
contract.
is going to believe in him. No matter what it is, they're going to believe in him. See, they don't
Hmm.
have an impatient owner over there. They're going to let him say,
No.
okay, they kept this 85 from Russell. Get rid of Josie Jewell and anybody else and Jared Judy and all these guys. Let me come in here
Hmm.
and build through the draft, actually give you guys a rebuild.
Hmm.
Not this accelerated microwave program that we getting ready to do, well, that we are doing right now.
Yeah.
And you're gonna call it and
No,
then
no,
you're gonna blow
Kendall.
smoke up me.
Kendall, I
Don't
ain't
you
gonna
do it,
let you do
Tony.
that now.
Don't you do
I
it.
ain't gonna let you do.
Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. You better let me cook.
Don't.
You better let me cook. Fuck Dan
Let, hey,
Morgan cooking. You better let me cook.
let, hey, look, let him cook, Tony. Let him cook.
Now
All
let
right.
me
He
cook.
got the mitts on. You know, he got his
too,
rotini in the
too
pot. Yeah,
early in the
let him
morning to
cook
get
for a
my
little
blood
bit.
pressure up. Go ahead, man.
Huh? Yeah, I hear you over in overseas, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just waking
Yeah,
It
up. See,
it
I've been
early
up.
over there.
I've been up.
It
I've
early
been
over
up. See, it's
yeah.
10 something over here. I've been up.
Hmm. Go
Hey, this the
ahead,
thing
man.
though, Tony.
Damn.
So you actually calling this a rebuild? You spent 150 some odd thousand, not $1 million, and that's a rebuild.
Yeah.
Well, I
What
think
does
it.
the
Oh, go
price?
ahead.
What does the price have to do with it? The price
You
ain't got a
don't spend.
damn thing to
You
do
just
with it.
told it. What we
Listen,
just said about
no,
Denver. You
listen.
don't spend money like that in a rebuild. Come
I
on
didn't
now,
say that
I
about
just
no
told you
Denver.
this. I'm just telling you,
Yes, you
Denver
do.
getting ready to rebuild. They're getting rid of
Okay,
assets. You understand what I'm
Kendall,
saying? They're getting rid of
Kendall.
assets. Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
CJ said earlier. CJ said earlier, if you keep shopping on the clearance racks during the rebuild, you're going to
Mm-hmm.
get exactly what you pay for. Clearance rack material. That's what you're
Mm-hmm.
At
gonna
Dollar
get
General.
at Dollar General. So let me say it like this. So whoever posted a question about if he's good, why did he leave? Well, we're not doing anything different than what Denver's doing. Cause why did Brian Burns leave? Why did Frankie Louvu leave? You know what I'm saying? We didn't even have a chance. We didn't even have an option to whether we wanted to trade Frankie Louvu. He was unrestricted free agent. So you know what I mean to tell me? Carolina even offered him more money. He's like, nah, no, thank you. I'd rather go play for Dan Quinn in Washington. Carolina can't
Well,
do a damn thing about that. They had
you
no
want me to tell
control
you
over that.
if it was done right, if it was done right, see, you offered Burns, you're supposed to have been locked Burns up a year ago. Then
I'm
therefore
not I'm not denying I'm not
you
denying
could
that.
have put
Let him talk,
Frankie,
Tony. Let him
you
talk.
could have
Let him
put
talk, Tony.
Frankie
Let him talk.
on that tag and you could have got something for Frankie for he walked for nothing. You could have did the same thing with Jeremy Chin. You have all these guys. You got a guy right there, you say he's 29. You got these guys are 25, 26 in the prime, and you get nothing. Come on, bro. That's not a rebuild. In a rebuild, what you do, you take your assets, you go out there and get picks. You go out and get all these players on these rookie deals, quarterbacks, whatever you need. And you start to build a team, then you build depth. You remember that year that the Eagles had 3 picks, and then they finagled them and flipped them around and did what they did? Boom. Then y'all called them the Georgia Eagles and all that stuff. They was able to get depth behind Fletcher
The
Cox
Philly
and this
Bulldogs.
one and that one and that one and that one. They able to let a
Okay.
Hassan Reddick walk because they got depth behind them. You know they get rid. Fletcher Cox walk. Guess what? Jordan Davis in the wing and Jaden Carter. And they got another
Okay.
what's the other dude that's behind him? Could be a potential
Okay.
starter on somebody else's team. If they want to go ahead and ship him, guess what you get? Probably number when they handle
But
it right, they'll
but
get a
but
first
but
rounder.
but you prove it. But you about to prove my point though, Kendall. First
But
of
I,
all,
I have I
Dan
didn't go in
Morgan.
free agency and spend 150 some
Hold
odd
on.
$1 million though.
Hold,
What I'm
hold
telling you.
on. You talking about one contract spread out over 5 years? It's not like they went and spent $150 million on one player for 1 year. That's not how it works. No, regardless
That
of how you want to try to twist it. What I'm trying to say to you is Dan Morgan and Brent Tillis and Dave Canales ain't even had a draft yet. In the year you talking about with Philadelphia having all these Georgia Bulldogs, yes, they built through the draft. But I guarantee you, I bet you anything in the world, they also picked up some free agents from other teams.
Well, they didn't
Everybody
have
don't just
they
go.
didn't pay
Hold
they
hold on,
didn't
hold on,
pay
hold on,
they
hold
didn't
on, hold on.
pay
Wait
they
a minute,
didn't
wait
pay
a
the
minute,
ads
wait a
for
minute.
them. They didn't pay.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. So what I'm trying to say to you is you keep saying that they paid out the ass. They paid the man on paper 5 years, $100 million. The true value of that contract is the guaranteed money, which was $63 million, which would be paid to him over 3 years, which on average comes out to $21 million a year. That's the true
Hmm.
value of the contract. Don't get all caught up in the big numbers. In National Football League, the true value is the guaranteed money. The
But when
5 years,
when that
that
67
that
come when that 67 come off and he spent 3 years over here and that 67 come off, what's left? What's left?
He got what,
he'll
two
be
more
rego-
years on
he,
the on the
Where
contract.
the other 30 where the other
the
30 some odd
the
million going?
listen,
Where the other
that
30 some odd
money
million
it
going?
that money, if you just listen, I'm trying to
Tony,
tell
where
you
the other
that
30 some odd
that
million going?
that money again is voidable years. That money is not money he's going to ever see. Come year
Where is the
3,
other
he
30 some odd million going?
that money is just
I done
for
heard
show.
that money 3 times.
I just
I done
told
heard
you.
that money
I
three
just
times.
told you.
You done said
I
that
just
money
told
three
you.
times.
I
Where is
just told
that
you
money going?
the guaranteed money is all the money that you need to worry about.
Okay, the
I don't
guarantee
know.
money spent, just like
I
Teddy
don't know no
Bridgewater and
other
all them
way to
boys.
explain it.
Where is
I
that
don't know no
other
other way to tell
30,
it to you.
30, where is that other $33 million going after 3 years? Because he ain't going to be here no more than about 3 years. Where the other
Hold
33
on, hold
million
on.
going?
Hey, go. So
Yes, sir.
what
Come on.
you saying is that
A
you were
glorified
friends with
retool is
Dr.
what I'm saying.
You
A
yeah,
glorified
you're
retool.
saying
That's
you're
what I'm
friends
calling
with
it.
Dr. Emmett Brown, and you have a DeLorean parked out in your driveway. Okay, you have
Hmm.
gone 3 years in the future, and said guard Robert Hunt is not on the team. Is that what you're
Hmm.
telling me?
I just did it.
Oh,
I just
okay,
did it.
okay.
I just told
Hey,
you.
look, hey, you heard it here on Two Fans and Stands, y'all.
Just
Kendall the
told you.
GOAT has a time machine. He knows what's going to happen, and all of this is futile. All right.
I just
So,
told you.
hey,
Glorified retool. Glorified retool
Lord,
now. Y'all keep praising this
hey,
glorified retool as a rebuild now.
hey, look, I'll tell you like this. Call it whatever you want. Okay. And like I told y'all earlier, I'm holding my optimism for week 1. Because I agree. I want to see stuff when it happens. Okay. I'm going through training camp. I'm hoping, I'm praying, going through preseason, hoping, I'm praying. I hope when the rubber meets the road and they get out there on the field, this does work out. But at the moment, all we can do is get on here and talk about what they have done. Okay, we can, and and I'm glad you came on here because we all got our opinions and all got our thoughts. But right now, that's all they are is opinions. I'm no more right than you are right because we don't know
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah,
We
yeah, yeah.
we
We don't
we
know
we
yet.
we
We ain't
we,
seen
we
it.
got we got strong opinions, and we going based off of situations and things that have happened before. Okay. But all
Lord
this, I'm
knows.
telling you, I'm right. Come on, Kendall. Come on now.
Lord knows. I hope it all works out. I hope it all works
Hey,
out.
we
I
we
hope
we
it
do
all
too,
works
brother.
out.
We
I
we
hope
we
it
do
all
too.
works out.
We do too.
All right, who we got
All right.
next, CJ?
But I'm like that girl. I seen it all before. I seen it all before. Like
Oh,
that song.
God, what's her name? Heard it all before.
Sunshine Anderson.
Sunshine Anderson.
Sunshine
That's it.
Anderson from North Carolina. I
Yes,
seen it
sir.
all before. That's
Hey,
all I'm trying
look,
to tell you.
hopefully it's gonna be a different ending this time. But we hear you, Kendall. All right. Now let's get to what we I say was probably the biggest splash so far besides Brian Burns. Deontay Johnson, wide receiver,
Yes,
5'10",
sir.
183
Mm.
pounds, 2019 third round pick, stats from last year, 14 games played, 51 receptions, 717 yards, and 5 touchdowns. Okay, and if anybody doesn't know, all right, we traded Dante Jackson and a 6th round pick, and the Steelers gave us Deontay Johnson and a 7th round pick. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I did not see this one coming.
Yeah,
Okay.
y'all should be praising the
I
Steelers.
did
Y'all
not
should
think
be,
this was gonna
boy.
happen.
Yeah.
Y'all should be
Hey,
loving Mike Tomlin, the Steelers, and all y'all. Yeah,
uh,
hey,
hey,
man.
look,
Hey, I
my
appreciate Mike.
brother-in-law is a big Steeler fan. I got to call him and tell him to send a message up there
Yeah.
and tell them boys thank you.
Cause you was getting ready to let Dante walk for nothing too. You was getting ready to let him
I'm glad
walk for
they
nothing
didn't.
too.
I'm glad they didn't, dog. I'm
I
glad they
was I
didn't. Go ahead,
was
Phil.
Yeah.
I would say
But this
this
is a
the thing
rebuild.
I would say this the thing that I look at it is um it's a trial run. You only got him from 1 year. I don't like where people are calling him a diva, or I understand I know he gave up on plays. Him and George Pickens got called out last year for not blocking, and then they blocked the next game. But production wise, outside of Kenny Pickett's rookie year, he has been a consistent wide receiver.
Well,
Top four in
tell it all, see
separation.
Dougie. But tell it all. Come on now,
What you
don't
mean?
cherry pick it. Tell it all. Tell
What
it
you mean?
all.
I mean,
Huh?
I was getting
Why are they calling him a diva?
I mean, I just said it. I mean, he'll get frustrated when he don't get the ball. I mean, again, they said he's not a good blocking wide receiver when he doesn't get the ball.
Mm,
It could be the situation as well. But I mean, if you really look at the
mm.
quarterback that he's played with, you had Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger retired. Then they got Kenny Pickett, and you still had Kyle Rudolph there, and you picked up Mitchell Trubisky. A thing that I'm looking at as well is um, when he did have a quarterback again outside of his rookie year with Kenny Pickett, what was he able to do? He's produced. I'm looking at numbers. Even if they called him a diva or whatever, he was called. He still produced. Top four in drops and drop rate, and top four in separation. What's the one thing everybody was crying about? Separation, separation,
Right.
separation. He has been a
Mm,
Right.
top four separation guy on the field. Off the field issues, yes, I understand everything
mm.
that he's been called. But when you really look at it, when it came to money time and him actually producing, he has been actually consistent, very consistent with it. So, I mean, again, you're on a 1 year deal. Do you show out and you get a contract extension with Dan Morgan being your new GM, or you do the same thing that you did in Pittsburgh and then you be let go?
Go ahead, Kendall.
You are very optimistic, my friend. That's all I can say at best. Because once again, diva, you have been very nice by calling this cat a diva. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get on here and sully him. Well, I could,
Yes, you are. You
because
already doing it.
yeah, huh? Yeah, yeah,
I
I
said, yes,
am.
you are. You
I am.
already doing
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah,
Don't
yeah,
lie,
yeah.
Kendall.
I am.
Don't lie.
Uh,
You got the hammer
this
behind
cat,
your back and you ready to club him on side of the head.
this cat, lit into Kenny Pickett. This cat, Antonio Brown 2.0, pretty much over there.
Yeah,
Talk
I
shit to
Mm.
said
Mike
that.
Tomlin. Talk junk to Mike Tomlin. And these clowns we got over here, this little Daisy Fresh Green, Dan Canales, yeah, Canales,
Daisy
and the
Fresh
rest of these
Green.
cats, huh? You getting ready to bring that in the locker room with little Bryce? He gonna eat
Mhm.
him. He gonna eat him up. Let him don't get him the
Hey,
ball. Let him
but you know what?
go
Hey,
get him.
but you know what,
But
Go?
I'm being
He's here
nice
for
right now.
he's here for a year. Okay, I said this earlier. I look at this. This is a rental. Okay, he's here. We trying him out. If he comes here and he doesn't like it and things don't work out, you know what? Next season he gonna be out the door because I'm sure the Panthers are gonna get them a wide receiver in the draft. And like I said, next year we'll be in the better spot as far as cap go. So if he doesn't work out, we'll probably be in a better position to go bring in somebody else. But you know what? For right now, for what we're doing, whether you want to call it rebuild, glorified retool, resuit, readjustment, whatever the hell you want to call it, this was not a bad acquisition for what we had to give up for it.
No, not when you was
Yeah.
going to let a man walk. That's what I said that earlier. I said, God
Mm-hmm.
bless the Pittsburgh Steelers. When you was getting ready to
Yeah.
let a man walk, you understand what I'm saying? If they'd have waited 2 more seconds, they could have got Dante, you understand what I'm saying, as a free agent,
Yeah.
unrestricted. If they'd have
Yeah.
waited 2 more
Yeah.
seconds.
You.
Because the pen was right there about to sign it, you know what I'm saying? And somebody jumped the
Mm-hmm.
gun. Somebody was impatient. And he probably got cussed out. He probably got
Yeah.
cussed out over
Yeah.
there.
Hey, you know what,
Yeah. You're
Kendall?
right though.
I'm gonna put this to like me and my professional life and my job. I had the job before, couldn't stand the place. If anybody's watching this to know me, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Could not stand the place. All right. I did my job, went in there every day and made a shake, did what I had to do. Okay.
You're
I got the
professional. You're
opportunity.
a
Yeah, I'm
professional. It's
professional.
called
Yeah,
being a
I'm professional.
professional.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I
yeah,
get
yeah.
you. I get you. I
Yeah.
get you. I
It's
get you.
called being a
I'm not.
professional.
I'm not saying that he didn't do some of the things like he didn't get into or he wasn't a diva. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm just saying like just for me. Okay, so the opportunity came up. I applied. I got a new job. Went there and it was like I walked in the door to Green Acres and whatever you want to call it. It was great. The whole system from top
Hmm.
to bottom. Okay, from top to
Hmm.
bottom was different. All right, and I'm just
Okay.
talking about me. I'm not talking about the Panthers. But like I say, anything is possible. He could come into this situation that we have. New coach, new staff, okay, new GM, and it may be something different than what's going on in Pittsburgh. And we all know Pittsburgh is a very classy organization. All right. They're loyal. They only had what 3 coaches in the last 675 years or whatever.
Yeah. Yes,
So
sir.
you know what I mean? Good organization and they keep people. But you don't know. We're not behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on with him in Pittsburgh. We don't know what will go on with him in Carolina. It could be good. It could be bad. But like I said before,
Right.
if you got that DeLorean, come up to Charlotte, pick me up, and let's go find out. Because I damn sure want to know. If I can know now, I want to go.
What?
And,
What?
and
What?
let,
What?
let's get
What? what
and let's
CJ?
get some lottery numbers while we at it.
What was his gripes, CJ? What was his gripes in Pittsburgh? What was his gripes? We know that because it has been very publicized. So what?
Quarterback
What was
play.
his gripes?
Quarterback play. Quarterback play.
Oh
Huh?
yeah, I was say
Huh? Say
Quarterback
I
that
didn't
play.
know.
again, C. Dougie. Say that again.
Quarterback
Mhm.
play.
What? What?
Quarterback play. Okay.
What's my gripe?
Yeah.
What's my gripe?
What's not your gripe?
Quarterback play. Quarterback play. Quarterback play. Quarterback play. Quarterback play. So Deontay Johnson
Yeah.
there getting ready to have a problem because he walking. If he left there for quarterback play, he getting ready to come here and it's gonna be quarterback play. So CJ, you talking about walking into a whole different and Shangri La and all that right there? He getting ready to walk into
Shangri-La.
hell because quarterback play is
Hey,
getting ready to be his problem.
but you don't know that for sure, Kendall. You
Okay,
don't know
well
that for sure. You got
you
you
want to
you
jump
got
in?
a strong opinion about it. You have a very strong.
Hey,
I
you
respect your opinion, but at the end of the day, all it is an opinion. Okay, it is
Okay,
an opinion. Like I said,
okay,
fire up the DeLorean. All right, I got some trash to put in the little thing to make the nuclear
uh,
fission go off, and we can go.
yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
we can go
yeah.
find out. Like I said, because you must have
But
something that we don't know.
you
Go
you
ahead,
know
though.
you know you know Kendall don't like
Hey,
anything about Bryce Young. Period.
They gonna be
Nothing.
smashed.
Absolutely. So you can't even get Kendall to even think of anything positive to say of Bryce Young. So that's gonna always be a losing topic, losing conversation
yeah.
with Kendall when it comes
Hey,
to
Kendall,
to Bryce.
Kendall said he had Bryce as a special guest earlier though today. This joker bought out Papa Smurf. Lord have mercy. I ain't gonna lie. Kendall got me with that. I couldn't do nothing but laugh. This joker bought out he bought out the damn Smurf. Talking about somebody got Bryce Young in the studio with me. Yeah, but Lord, yeah, he yeah.
Yeah.
He don't like
But
Bryce. Well,
Deontay,
but it's
man,
all
hey,
good though.
listen. Yeah. I just hope that the immaturities that he had in Pittsburgh, which is like you said, Kendall, is well documented. Sometimes though, you do want that diva in a receiver. You do want that receiver that wants the ball. You do
Mm-hmm.
want the receiver to kind of have that edge attitude to him. But at the same time, you don't want it to be where it would be disruptive to the team. You don't
Mm.
want it to be a negative. Like we all saw what happened when we had Robbie Anderson and how that
Chosen.
situation played
Mm-hmm.
out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we just hope. I just hope, because I don't know whether it will or not. But I just
Eh,
hope that that Dan Morgan and them boys did their homework, and they feel like the risk will bring forth a great reward. That's
yeah.
what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping. But in his situation, it's 50-50. It's 50-50. But his production on the field, he brings to Carolina one of the main things that we said all last year that we wanted that we wanted from our wide receivers. Separation, can get open, catch the ball, and make plays. We didn't have that last year. So it's maybe they feel like it's a gamble worth taking.
Yeah. 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 I
Okay.
agree.
Hey,
I agree. I
can I
agree.
make this other point? I have to think
Go ahead,
about
Doug.
this.
Speak on it.
We had a diva wide receiver that's one of the great Carolina Panthers, and nobody ever said anything about it. Nobody ever
Fact.
said anything about it. He was a dog, but he was a diva at the same time. If Steve Smith
Or
did not
Steve
get the
Smith.
ball, exactly.
Yeah.
If Steve Smith did not get the ball, we saw him throw tantrums on the sideline. We saw it.
Throw hands.
Mm-hmm.
Damn a tantrum. Throw
So,
hands.
so
Mm-hmm.
like
Yeah.
I said,
Yeah.
just because he's a diva, it could be a different situation. We
But
never.
when you had the rookie quarterback, when Cam come in and he tried to bully Cam, what happened? You got to get that distraction out the room when you got a rookie, and your boy's still a rookie. Because if you count this year right here and you think this year right here was the opening for him, and now he's an all pro. Oh, you better think again. He's still a rookie. Now he ain't do nothing last year. He ain't do nothing in my book.
Oh, okay,
He the
Yeah.
biggest rookie.
Ken Dare. Now hold on. Now you just said he's still a rookie. Okay, I'm glad you said that. So
Mm-hmm.
when this season comes up, all right, and I'm not expecting us to go out here and shock the world or anything, but when this season plays out, and just say we win, because I know Q said earlier there was no way we're gonna win 5 or 6 games, but just say we get
Mm-hmm.
marginally better, not exceptionally better, say we get marginally better. I want you to
Mm-hmm.
remember, what is this? March 13th. In the Lord our Savior Jesus Christ, 2024. You said he's still a rookie this year. I just want you to remember you said that, all right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I wanted
Okay.
him out of here his rookie year. I didn't want to draft him. You understand what I'm saying? If he gets
I got
marginally better, he's not gonna win me a Lombardi. Get him out of here.
you.
He no good. He no good. He no good.
So you know what? I know I ain't gonna keep. Yeah. Okay.
Hey,
I ain't
but
gonna do it.
this is good though. I'm glad Kendall is here because I welcome other opinions. You know what I mean? We talk about Bryce and we have our opinion of him over here,
Yeah.
and we want to succeed, and I think he can succeed, and I hope that he will. And when he gets this fresh,
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
a fresh start, new system, some better weapons, some better protection. Okay, but like I said, I always welcome everybody's opinion. And Kendall, I'm glad you don't hear my brother. No matter
No
we can
doubt.
disagree 24/7. You can always come on here and disagree with us, dog. You always welcome.
No doubt.
Make
But
sure I
see
say
that
Just
that.
give me just give me
marginally thing
just
right
give me
there,
a hand.
I don't work with that marginally. You understand what I'm saying? Marginally ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
cut it. You know what I'm saying? Did you ask
Just
Joe
Mm-hmm.
Burrow to be
well,
marginal? Did you ask CJ to be marginal? Did you ask Mahomes to be marginal?
No,
No.
but
we're
hold
not.
on.
We're
They
not
Hold
asking him
on.
to be marginal. We're
honorable
not
Hold
enough to be
on.
asking him to be
marginal.
Did
marginal.
No,
but
they can't be
but
marginal.
did
They
C
winning
but did
championships. They competing
did
for
CJ
championships.
win a
They
Lombardi
can't be
last year?
marginal. Huh? But
Did
he was in the
CJ win
playoffs.
Lombardi last
He
year?
was in the playoffs
Kendall,
year one. He was
did
in
he
the
win a
playoffs year
Lombardi?
one. Year one, he was
You
in the
said
playoffs. Where was your guy?
you
Where was your
said
guy year
you
one?
said you
Where was
just said
your guy?
Lombardi.
Tony, quit. Stop. Where was your guy year one?
Oh, you
Huh?
better calm down before
You
you pass
Sit
out.
said
home.
Lombardi. That's all I'm saying. You said Lombardi. So all I'm saying is, hey, it's well documented. Me and CJ have been It's well documented that we wanted CJ Stroud in the draft.
Mhm.
Well documented. We stated our reasons why we wanted CJ Stroud, and we also stated that no matter which one of these quarterbacks they got, we're going to be all right. That was our thinking when the draft came around last year. And like I put it to you, just like I said to anybody else, if CJ Stroud was the quarterback for the Panthers last year, are we 2-15 or are we in the playoffs? Kendall,
Don't get quiet now. Come on, go.
Playoffs. We in the playoffs.
Hold on. You
Y'all
going?
hear
we
me?
You
We in the
breaking
so
up?
playoffs.
What was that?
so
Oh,
so
okay.
so
I
you
said
trying
we
to
was in the
tell
playoffs.
me? Okay, hold on, Kendall, because I
Mm,
want you to hear how much that didn't make no damn sense what you just said. We talking about swapping one player, CJ Stroud for Bryce Young. We still got Frank Wright as the head coach. We still got Thomas Brown as the offensive coordinator. We still got Scott Fitterer. We still got everything else. We still got the same offensive line, everything. And you sit here right now on live trying to tell me CJ Stroud would have made Carolina a playoff team last year. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I don't know. Something happened. He out. Let me tell you. Hey,
Cause he,
hey,
cause he out
you
his
hit
damn
second.
mind. That's
Hey,
why
hey,
it went
look,
out.
Tony. You hit second, son. You was rounding home. Boy, I'm round the third. You was coming on home. Boy, he went. Zip.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There you go. Hold on. There you go. All right.
yeah, I'm working tonight. I hit a bad spot.
Oh, okay. I got you. I
Okay.
got you.
Yeah.
Now say what,
I thought
Tony. Now say what,
I
Tony.
thought
Get it
Say
to
it
me,
I
again,
Tony.
thought
Get
I
it
Tony.
to
hit
me.
a nerve. I thought I hit a nerve. Let me get back on third
No,
base so we
no,
can
no,
get on
no.
home.
We don't run. We don't
Hold
run. We
on,
don't
hold on,
retreat.
hold on.
No,
You
no.
you
Come on with
you
it. Get
you
to me.
you you missed it. You missed it. Okay.
Get to
So
me.
my question again, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I'm trying to talk. Excuse me. My
Get to
question
me.
to you is, my question to you is, if you took CJ Stroud and Bryce Young and swapped them,
Hmm.
and CJ Stroud is the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. We still got
Hmm.
Frank Wright as the head coach. We still got Thomas Brown as the offense coordinator. We still got the
Hmm.
same offensive line.
Hmm.
Everything is intact, just like it
Yes,
is.
sir.
And all
Yes,
we're
sir.
going to do is switch those two players. You're trying to tell me right now on live in front of all these people that CJ Stroud could have took a 2-15 team to the playoff by himself. That what you're
Yes,
saying?
sir. Because one, we wasn't a two and
You got
fifteen
your
team.
rabbit ass
We
mind.
one, we wasn't
It
a two
don't
and
make no
15.
difference.
Well,
Make no
let me
difference
like
with
you
what
said.
you
I'm
say.
trying to talk. I'm
The
trying to
truth,
talk.
the
I'm
truth
trying to
ain't,
talk.
but the truth
Just
ain't
like you
in you.
just
The
said.
truth ain't in you.
I'm
The
trying
truth
to
ain't
talk.
in you.
One, you
Uh,
got a better
well,
quarterback back
I
there,
don't know
and
if
he
I'm listening.
proved
I'm
it.
drinking my
He
tea.
proved it. He proved it. Did he not, see Dougie? Did he not prove that he was a better quarterback? He took C.J. Stroud took a
Listen to
one-win
you and
team or a
Tony.
two-win team last year. A two-win team last year. We was not a two-win team last year, the year before that, in 2023.
You
We won 7 games.
you missed it. What I'm
We
saying.
won.
You missed
No,
what I'm
I'm
saying.
telling you facts. I'm telling you facts. See, you tried to
No, you're
you
not.
what you tried to
No, you're
do
not.
was doctor your
If
question to
everything,
Bryce Young.
no,
Bryce Young is
all I'm
trash.
saying is,
Understand that. Trash. Garbage
okay,
truck, dumpster
all right,
juice. Trash. You understand what I'm saying?
okay.
So what he would have done, the Texans would have been a 2-15 team. We'd have been a playoff team because we'd have had better, superior quarterback play like the Texans did this year. You understand what I'm saying? The Texans wasn't a superior team, all the way around. Their offensive line had holes in it. Their receiving core was not no great receiving core. You can break them down. We done broke them down. We done this. We did this over on Black Cat. We showed
Mhm.
y'all. You had a
Mhm.
But
better quarterback at the most important
my
position
question,
in
Hold
professional
on, Tony. Hold on.
my
football,
Hold on, Tony.
which
Hold on,
is the
Tony.
quarterback
Let him go. Let him
position.
go.
This
Mhm.
boy is superior than Bryce Young. Far,
okay,
far superior.
All right. Go ahead, Tony. Go ahead.
That's why.
So again, my question to you is: you're telling me if you swap one player, Bryce Young for C.J. Stroud, and you put C.J. Stroud on the same Carolina Panthers team that Bryce Young played on last year, that we would have went from 2-15 to a playoff team. So you're trying to tell me
Okay.
that C.J. Stroud would have been 8 games better than Bryce Young? That what you're saying?
Every day of the week, twice on Sundays that they play,
Okay.
Thursdays that they play, Mondays that they play. Yes, he would have been better.
Hey,
Yes.
Tony. Like, look,
Yes.
leave it at that, dog. Leave it at that.
Hey, I'm done.
Leave it at that. Hey,
Hey,
leave
I'm
it at
done
that.
with it.
Leave it at that.
Let's move on.
Look,
Let's go.
we ain't here to convince Kendall. You know, his mind is
Yeah.
made up. The only person that can convince Kendall is Bryce Young, and we gotta wait until the start of the season.
No, he
Yep.
can't.
And
He can't.
I
He
hope
can't
we
even
prove him
do it.
wrong.
and he ain't did it. He ain't
He
did it
can't.
yet. He ain't did
He
it
can't
yet.
even do
So
it.
I said we gotta wait till the start of the season, this upcoming season. Okay, I didn't say he did anything to prove it any kind of way yet. We gotta wait till the season start, but you know we'll see. Okay, now I do not have a slide for this next guy, and I did pull up a picture of him real quick. We did pick up Dane
Dan Johnson.
Jackson.
Yeah, I can talk about
Okay,
him if you
yeah.
want me
All
to,
right,
CJ.
go ahead, Doug,
Yeah,
because
he does.
I don't know a lot about this cat. I haven't
I
looked.
will
I
say this:
really
it's a connection. It's another connection. Dan Morgan was the director of player personnel when he was drafted for the Buffalo Bills. Whenever he was at Buffalo before he came back home, um,
Mhm.
that's the reason why. And I think a lot of these players, if you guys look at it, a lot of these players have connections with prior coaches.
they do.
And
They do.
Dan Morgan was again, he was director of player personnel. So he was in the draft room whenever we signed, well, excuse me, whenever they drafted him in Buffalo. I want to say he only did not start 4 games out of his whole entirety of being a Buffalo Bill. So I think that's a homework type job. Dan Morgan knew exactly what he was going to be. He was a free agent, and from what his
Right.
colleagues are saying, I read he's a good CB2, and he can play both sides of the ball. Meaning he can play field or he can play what is it? Field or
What do you mean
what is it?
both sides of the ball? You mean in the slot or the boundary?
Thank you. Field or the
Mm.
boundary corner. Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I had a total blank. So um it's definitely going to be. I like the signing. I do think we'll still draft a rookie because you did bring back Troy Hill. You do have J.C. Horn now. You have him. I think we will draft another one as well. So that's 4 corners, but I still think we need probably 5 bodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
See, that don't
also,
put a lot of pressure on them. That don't put a lot of pressure on them this year to make that they hit on that draft in them later rounds with these
yeah,
guys.
and
That's
also,
one thing
Fuller.
I can say about these signings right here. That helps
Mhm.
them in the developmental process. And then see, like CW was saying, with his connections to Brandon Bean and all them guys right there, you already have a
Yeah.
jump for you with some of these guys right here. So you see a lot of familiarity, on a lot of these guys that they brought in,
Yeah.
Seattle
Oh yeah.
and New York and stuff like that. So that's what they did. Retool, man, glorify retool. What I'm trying to tell y'all.
Hey, but you know what? Also, I forgot my man's name, Fuller. I forgot his first name. He is a free agent. I think
Kendall
safety.
Fuller.
Kenny,
Yeah,
you talking
he's
about
No,
he's
from
corner.
from the
He's a
Rams?
corner.
he's a
He's a
corner
corner.
from the Rams. Oh, okay, I
Yes.
thought I heard someone
Been
say
been
safety.
been wanting him for the past 2 years. When they was
Okay,
first talking about the possibility of trading Dante Jackson, I was like, they want to get Kendall Fuller because he was just coming back from injury, and
Jordan Fuller.
Ron Rivera was trying to get him out of Washington. But those Fuller boys, Corey Fuller, Kendall Fuller, and I forgot the other brother name. It's
Jordan.
like three brothers that play in the league. I think they went to Virginia Tech. But Kendall
Yeah, the
Fuller
Fuller
is
boys.
a
It's the
rock.
Fuller boys from Virginia
Yeah,
Tech.
Kendall Fuller is a rock solid corner, man. I like him. I've been wanting him for
Hey,
like 2 years.
but Tony, not to rain on your parade, he played safety this past year Um,
Oh, he did.
and yeah, he played safety for the Rams this past year. And
Okay.
like I said, I just did some highlights and some research. I'm not mistaken. I think he had 3 interceptions, a total of 87 tackles, and 8 PBUs this past year.
Yeah, because
Okay.
one
All
thing we
right.
do have to do is so Dante Jackson is gone, okay, and that leaves us with J.C. Horn,
That's what I just
DiCaprio
said.
Boodle. I don't know if Griffin is
Yeah.
he a
Deshaun
free agent?
Jameson.
No, no,
No,
Griffin ain't here.
Griffin's
Griffin
a
ain't here.
free
Yeah,
agent.
Griffin ain't
Griffin's
here.
a
Yeah,
free
Griffin,
agent.
yeah, okay.
Griffin gone.
So
Yeah.
like Tony said last time we were live, you know, right now, love J.C. Horn, got his jersey sitting back here behind me. But it's a 50-50 shot of whether he's going to be healthy and available for the full season. So I do like that they're
Mhm.
Right.
going out, they're bringing people in. They got to bring in some because we did work in the trenches. Okay, brought in a linebacker, got wide receiver. Okay, and I'm glad that they're starting to try and address the secondary, and I do believe that that will probably be a pick in the draft now that might be higher than we thought it was going to be even last week. You get what I'm saying? So, but yeah, yep.
Yeah. Well, what's the next topic, man? What's the next topic
All
we
right,
got to get
hey,
into?
go Doug. I want y'all to hold on 1 second here, okay? I got to put this up. Y'all stay with me. We're gonna talk for just a hot second. We're gonna bring y'all back on here, okay? All right, Nick, and because go, I know you're gonna love this one. I know you're gonna love this one. All right. So, okay. We were on Uncle Quan's channel earlier. Oh, and before I get started on this, again, 197 people in here. I've seen it up to 210. Thank every last one of y'all for joining us tonight. Okay. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Also,
Yeah.
we have
Please.
C Dougie from What's Up Doug. Make sure y'all go to his channel. We got Black Cat Panther Podcast. We got Kendall the Goat. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and check them boys out as well. Okay, so we appreciate all the love and support. All right, but we was on Uncle Quan's live earlier, and the title of his live was No Excuses. Okay, so my thing is, but now with Bryce Young, is it a win now situation or else? And Kendall, you just hang tight because I know what the hell you gonna say. I
Don't
know
say a
what you
damn
gonna say.
word, Kendall. Not one.
Ah,
Go ahead, Tony.
Hit, hit the mute button. It got me.
Nah, I ain't gonna be.
I
He
think I
all
feel
right.
my
He all
blood
right.
pressure messing already. I think I need some more.
Go ahead, man.
But nah. When we say win now, right now, like that can mean like a lot of things. What I'm really looking for is like how Dave Canales laid it out. We want to build around Bryce and do the things that he do best. And to me, so far, and this is just day one of actual free agency, they off to a good start. We still need playmakers. I still think we need one more running back. Okay. There's a lot of other things that need to fall into place. We don't know what Austin Corbett is going to look like at center. They say he played it in Cleveland. I've never seen him play center. I've always seen him watch. I've always seen him play right guard, whether it was in Cleveland or with the Rams. So what I'm looking for is that we put Bryce in a situation where he can be successful, and that we have a better outcome this year than last year. Now, what that will be, I'm not sure. I'm not going to really speculate on that, but I damn sure don't want to see what we saw last year. I don't think nobody wants to see that. So,
Mhm.
hey, it was really, for in my opinion, it was really hard to get a gauge, not only on Bryce, but any other of the rookies. Jonathan Mingo didn't look like himself. You know, there were guys last year that just didn't look like theyself. I mean, I know we give Icky hell, but hell, Icky didn't look like himself compared to what he looked like his rookie season. Bradley Bozeman didn't look like himself as opposed to the first year where he came in and started for Carolina. Like there was a lot of dominoes that fell on both sides of the ball to where these guys didn't play up to par. So I'm just looking for this new regime to come in, hopefully install some consistency, especially on the offensive line, and we'll go from there. That's just my opinion. And like I said, I'm not gonna get too high right now. Everything looks good when you put it on paper, but I
Mhm.
want to see it on the field.
And I agree. I want to see it on the field as well. We talked about this earlier today. Now, we all want to see Bryce go out and do well. And Kendall, I do believe I said this earlier on y'all channel. Now, if we well, what we're doing now, what Dan is doing, if we put everything around him and we go back and look at the film, and he has wide receivers that are consistently open, you know, ready to catch the ball. All right. And he's got time in the pocket. His offensive line is providing him space, time to get rid of the ball, and he is back there just throwing up an egg and not doing anything. Then you know what? It may be time to move on from him. Okay, and I wouldn't have no issue if that was the case. All right, but all right, I'm holding a little bit of optimism. I do believe that with a different scheme, different players to fit the scheme, better options at wide receiver, for Bryce, I do think he would be better. Okay, but he's got to go out there and show and prove. He can't go out there and have another season where it's what did he have, like 2,800 yards or whatever it was, and I don't know the exact
Yeah, I think
number.
it was like 2,800 yards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
11 touchdowns and 10 interceptions and whatnot. He can't go out there and have a season where he throws for 100 more yards. He has one more touchdown and one less interception. Okay, he got to do better than that. He got to do better than that. All right, hold on. Let me see. Mr. Hunky Dory, $5 super chase. I hope Bryce drank 8 more protein all season
Appreciate it,
and
man.
put 2 inserts in his
He need
cleats.
to stop. He need to stop, man. He need to stop. He need to stop. Don't give Kendall no more fuel than he already has. Don't do that. Don't
Hey,
do
no,
that.
hey, let me tell you, Kendall got all the fuel he need, dog. We are not adding anything. Let me tell you, Kendall out there now pulling a tanker trailer full of Bryce hate. He ain't got no more room for it. He locked and loaded, dog. He locked and loaded, baby. Hey, Mr. Hunky Door, we appreciate that $5 super chat,
Hey, we
man. Thank you so
appreciate you,
much as
sir.
always. Okay, but let me bring everybody else back in here, and all right. So I'm gonna go you first, Doug. All right, Kendi, I'm gonna hold you flat. I'm gonna go you first, Doug. What you think?
I mean, I think a lot of people know where I stand with Bryce. I think, again, it's not fair to Bryce based off the coaching and personnel that was brought in. Scott Fitterer lied. Well, we all bit the gold. We all thought it was real gold, but it was false gold. Um,
Uh-huh.
when you really look at it,
Facts.
that offensive line, I'd blame James Campen. He was supposed to be coaching O line, but he was running to the principal's office every single second he can get and report back on, Frank, Chris, Deuce, all that. He wasn't coaching, and that's the reason why the offensive line had so much of regression this year that they weren't able to actually produce. That's the reason a lot of people think Icky isn't a quit. Icky did have a bad year, but coaching does not play. Coaching coaches, but Icky still had to show up. But now you bring in two guards when we alluded to the two guards that have to show up and help Bryce. Again, guard play is essential to Bryce's success. And Dan Morgan knows that. Dave Canales knows that. You bring in a weapon like Deontay Johnson, wherever, regardless of how people feel about his off the field issues. You still have a sure-handed Adam Thielen. You have a rookie in Jonathan Mingo that wasn't really produced right, but has the opportunity to show back up. We have an ISM that can show up as well and come. Then you still have the 33rd and 39th pick, and you had the 65th pick and the 101 pick. So with that, you
Mm-hmm.
can definitely still get a weapon for Bryce. I do again love what our coach said. Bryce is 1 of 11. Bryce isn't 11 of 11. Bryce isn't playing at every single
Right.
position. So I think
Right.
when you have put the pieces around him, and if he still doesn't do his job, then I'll come up and say it myself. I still believe in our quarterback. So like I said, it's for me, it is put up or shut up, but I definitely just want to see what he's able to do.
Yeah, yeah. Because my thing is this, he's got to show some progress. And me and Ken Dale and Q were kind of going back and forth about this earlier. what is everybody's level of progress? Because everybody's gonna have different opinions. Somebody go out there and say if we win, 2 or 3 extra games, they'll be good with that. Some people might say, you know what, he got to win the division. There's probably somebody like if he don't win the damn Super Bowl, I still want him gone. So it's different levels to what everybody's expectation is, and we don't know what the kind of like that happy medium is going to be, and we don't know exactly what he's going to do. All we can do is sit here and speculate. We can have hope, but at the same time, like we've been saying, given to what the team and the organization went through last year, I'm willing to to give him some grace, give him some time this year,
Right.
and see what he does. Now go ahead, go.
I ain't giving him nothing. Not nothing. Not now, not chance. Y'all give him this year right here. You got every weapon in the book for him. See, Dougie, you ain't do nothing but make a whole excuse for him. See, Dougie, that's all you did. All you did was pet him and pat him and everything like that and baby him. Y'all done said as long as he marginal, he's gonna
No,
be
no, no,
all
no,
right.
no,
Y'all done
no, no,
said
no.
that.
No,
Y'all done said
no, no,
that.
no. No, 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 can dare. Rewind it back. Rewind it back. I'm saying if he's marginally better. I did not say that I want him to be. I want him to be more than marginally better. I said if he's
What, what,
marginally
what, what,
better.
what did he say? If he's marginally better. So therefore, all you want him to be is marginally better. And guess what? He'll be here another year because y'all gonna say, well, give him another weapon. He didn't have. Let's just say Miles Sanders lays an egg again, or
Mm,
Chuba regresses
mm,
because he probably had his best year last year. Let's just say he regrets. Say they can't get the running back room together this year. Then what? You're gonna blame the running backs, right? Let's say the line give him 3.5 seconds all year, and he can't dump it off like he did at Jameer Gibbs in
mm,
college. Then you're gonna say the running backs was his problem.
mm.
This kid is all y'all always gonna cover for this kid. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna cover for uncle that can't get shit right. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm,
Go pick
mhm,
Junior up.
mhm.
Uncle Junior need help. You know what I'm saying? Go see if he ate
Uncle
today.
Junior,
All this. You're gonna
not Uncle
baby. You're
Junior.
gonna baby. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do. And we're gonna end up 5 years into this right here, and you're gonna have to pay him.
Mm,
And then we're gonna be in
mhm.
trouble. Because we're gonna be
Okay,
sitting there by like Pittsburgh or somewhere like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he get us one game over final. We'll be sitting in the mid teens, 20s or something like that, and we ain't gonna be able to go get a quarterback. Cause I told you, I
okay.
done told
Hey,
them if they did it right, we was blessed this year because this was a big man
mm,
draft. We should have built in the trenches. You build from front to back. We should have built from the trenches. We wouldn't have had to spend this money. Then I told you you was blessed because this was a good quarterback year. But me doing that, now them quarterbacks is going a little early. So you had to go back and you should have just built in the trenches this year and waited on it. But hey,
hey.
this ain't
Well,
my
hey,
team to be
I tell.
say. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Kendall. Go ahead. Go ahead. My
Now,
bad. Go
like
ahead.
I said,
Finish. My
this
bad.
ain't my team to do it. So if they want to accelerate it
Mm,
and have this glorified, you know what I'm saying, rebuild, what y'all calling it a rebuild, but it ain't nothing but a
mm.
retool, glorified retool. So if everybody happy with it and they say all he got to do is be marginally better, I can't accept that.
And you know what? And I agree with you, Kendall, because like I told you, we don't want him to be marginally better. Because if you rewind this back, I say maybe about a good 20, 25 minutes ago, you were talking, and I was trying to tell you, we did not say we want him to be with our goal for him to be marginally better. We want him to be, better than that. But I was trying to make that point with something different. But we don't want him to be marginally better. Okay. But if everything you said comes to pass, and everybody on this team does their job. Okay, Bryce is one of 11. So if them other 10 go out there and ball outside their mind, go out there and put up numbers, and do stuff like they ain't never done before, and Bryce is sitting back there and he can't cut the mustard, then I agree. We're gonna have to do something else. But like I said, I'm gonna keep telling you this, Ken, that this is gonna be my running joke with you for a while
Okay.
now. All right, when you ready, bring the DeLorean, come to the house here in Charlotte, pick me up, man. I cook some ribs. I have them ready for you, so we can go in the future and see all this stuff that you said is already set in stone. All right, because
You
right
ain't
now
gonna you
we just
hey,
speculate.
you ain't even gonna need the DeLorean. By about week
Uh huh.
8 or about what is that? The bye week or something like that,
Yeah.
you gonna be clairvoyant. You gonna be clairvoyant. You understand what I'm saying? Your psychic skills is gonna kick in. You understand what I'm saying? And you gonna say, he ain't it. He ain't it. And that's all you gonna need. That's all you gonna need.
Okay. All right,
We ain't gonna
Kendall.
have to
All right.
fire it up.
All right.
We ain't gonna have to
Bet.
fire it up.
Hey, bet, homie, bet. Like I said, I'm when we get done with this, I'm gonna pull this clip out and I'm gonna save it in the file. When I'm gonna call that file Kendall.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, okay, okay. And
Kendall said it. You heard it
hey,
here
I
first.
give y'all permission to
Kendall
say it
said
over and over and over again, over again.
it. Hey, I got you, man. I got you. All right, y'all. So moving on here, and I'm gonna go back to our next topic, and I'm gonna put y'all off for a hot second, but y'all stay with us, okay? So our next topic, we have some edge rushers that visited today. Chase Young, DJ Woonham, if I'm saying that right. And as we said, Clowney is in the building. Maybe he's down at Onyx. Whatever. Hopefully they doing enough to make him stay. But how do you feel about these three potential pass rushers that we could get, Tony?
My hope is at least what would be nice if we can get two out of the three, but
Mm-hmm.
we need to walk away with at least one. And typically, what happens in situations like this, history has always shown us the first team in free agency that get a bite at the apple normally gets the person to sign. I think with Jadavion Clowney, I think it's a long time coming. There's a lot of people that felt like Jadavion Clowney should have came to Carolina years ago, even before he even went to Cleveland. Okay, and then
Mm-hmm.
he went to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Um, I think this would be a good homecoming for him. I think he would do a lot as far as getting people into the stadium and into the seats and things like that. I think people want to see him play. I think he had his best productive season as a pro last year. If I'm not mistaken, I read that he had the highest pass rush win rate of any defensive end last year in the league. So hopefully he still got some of that juice. Hopefully he can still get to the quarterback, and I hope it all works out. As far as Chase Young, with Chase Young, I think I know the reason why Washington let him go is because
Mm-hmm.
he suffered that torn ACL. They didn't want to pick up that fifth year option and have to guarantee all that money to him.
Mm-hmm.
So they traded him when he came back. They traded him to San Francisco. Now, if you look at his production that he had in San Francisco, he didn't really have that great of production. But in his defense, I don't think he played a full season with San Francisco last year. Because I'm not mistaken, that trade went down at the trade deadline. Because I think he started the year off in Washington. Because I think that's when Washington got rid of Montez Sweat and Chase
Mm-hmm.
Young last year.
Yeah.
Am I right? So he didn't even
Yeah.
have a full year with the 49ers.
Yeah. Hold
So
on one
for
second,
whatever
Tony.
reason,
Hold on,
yeah.
let me read the money here. Dylan with another 4.99 super chat. We appreciate. He said before he goes, we need what success looks like for Bryce. So when Bryce shows Kendall up, he'll have to get on his knees and apologize to Bryce. Hey, let me tell you, that will never happen. I'm gonna give Kendall that much credit, man. Let me tell you,
Nope,
that will never
nope,
happen.
nope,
That
nope.
Kendall might just not talk about him ever again. Hey, but Dylan, as
No.
always, man, we appreciate that super chat, dog. Go ahead, Tony. I'm sorry.
Yeah, appreciate you, Dylan, man. But yeah. Yeah, as far as Chase Young, man, hey, young young fella, still young, only 24 years old. Like I said to you earlier, CJ, when we was talking on the phone,
Mhm.
it takes a full 2 years for anyone to be 100% comfortable with their knee coming back from an ACL injury. So,
Yeah.
I don't think he played at 100% last year because he was just coming back. So, hey, if the price is right, hey,
Mhm.
take a shot. Take a shot.
Okay.
I don't know much about DJ Warnham. I know he went to South Carolina.
8 sacks
He had
last year.
8 sacks. Yeah, 8 sacks last year. I heard some people say, well, that's because he played on the opposite side of Daniil Hunter. That may be true,
Mhm.
but he got 8 sacks. At the end of the day, 8 sacks is 8 sacks. Big guy, production. So again, if the money is right, I'm all for that too.
Okay. I kind of agree with you on this one. Again, I was talking with my same coworker earlier, and we were talking about Chase Young, and he was saying he's like, nah, Chase Young ain't the one you want. He was like, he take plays off. He was like, why you think San Francisco didn't want to re-sign him? But again, I kind of go back to the same analogy I used with Deontay Johnson. Um, maybe
Hmm.
this is something different for him. Maybe he'll come here and maybe he'll produce. And like I said, this is all speculation from my part. I'm
Right,
just
right.
assuming. But okay, at the very least, we got these three guys coming in. I think two have already been here today. All right, because I know Chase Young is
Yes,
heading to visit the Saints and I think the Titans as well. I don't know who else
right.
Wonham is going to visit, and I don't know who else Clowney's going to visit as well. But at the very least, I think one of these guys they can't leave Charlotte. You know what I mean? Like they got to keep
My
him in the
dream,
building.
like I said, my dream will be two.
Yeah, at the very least, we get
Yeah, at the
one
very
of these
least, yeah.
guys.
Right.
And hear me when I say this. I don't I'm not betting on any of these guys to be a long-term answer right now. Okay. Definitely not Clowney. Okay. Chase Young still has a lot of years left, but we gotta see what he's going to
Still,
do.
yeah.
Onum, like I said, I don't know much about him except that he had 8 sacks last year. Okay. I do
Right.
believe that we are going to address that the edge position in the draft. And we were all talking earlier, and we were like best player available, BPA. And I was like, no, BEA, best edge available at 33. So you never know. Okay. But
Yeah.
yeah, but at the very least, I think we need to make sure that one of these guys stays in town, signs the deal, and then we can move on and continue, our let me get them all right. Our rebuild, retool, reshuffle, refortification, reapplication, reapplying, and make sure I cover them all. Okay, because we were told this is not a rebuild. And make sure I cover everything, whatever you want to call it. Whatever the hell we doing around here, all right?
Right. Right.
Whatever we are doing. All right, Doug, what you think, man?
You have a void, you got to fill it. When you
Mm-hmm.
really look at it, Ryan Burns is done. You only got DJ Johnson, Barno, and I can't think of the other cat that's on the team right now.
Oh,
Um,
Marquise Haynes.
yeah, Marquise Haynes. I can't forget about him. Rotational guy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, do you have to sign 2 out of the 3 possible? Um, if 2 out of 3 is the option, I'll take it. But I do think you have to lock one in the room and be like, here, I mean, what are you leaving? What are they offering?
Mm,
You got to ask
yeah.
questions.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree
Cal
still.
Fuller. I'm sorry. Cal Fuller is one of those other brothers. Go ahead.
Um, I also think that you have to draft. I agree. I mean, there's no disagreements. I mean, if you ask me right now, what is the weakest position on the roster right now, it'll be that DN room, hands
Okay.
down. And so you have to address it. Um, One thing I did read about Chase Young, they said that he's played typical 4-3, meaning that he's been 4-3 defenses, but they think he could be a better outside linebacker, stand up DN/linebacker in the 3-4 defense. They said that all since his Ohio State days when he was back at Ohio State. Clowney, he's
Right.
up there. He's up there in age 31, but he had either 8.5 or 9.5 sacks this past year to go along with that great defense in Baltimore. If you look at
Mhm.
the
Right.
cat out of Minnesota, had 8 sacks in a rotational piece. He wasn't a starter; it was a rotational piece. I don't want a rotational piece. I would want somebody solidified, somebody that's. I mean, Chase Young is young. I mean, his age.
Mhm.
People think just because he's been in the league so long, he's still young. If I'm not mistaken, he's 25, 24 or 25 by the start of the season. That's still young, and not even in his prime yet. He's still learning, and so for me, I mean, I like it. Again, Dan Morgan has shown more of being on every deal than Scott Federer ever did. I mean, when did Scott Federer
Yeah.
ever really bring in people like Dan Morgan is doing, even if it's free agency? When did we have names like this? Regardless of how your personal feelings are for them, um, Dan Morgan has shown us we're on every deal. We need exactly what we need. So,
Mhm.
um, again, for me, we need one. Two would be perfect, and you draft a young cat, and then they learn from two veterans that's already in the league. I do say this: um, if Barno does not stay healthy, I question the pick now. He's had some unfortunate injuries, and I need to see him because again, he was supposed to be the running mate with Brian Burns when we drafted him.
Speed.
I
Yep.
mean, he was supposed to. He still right now has the fastest time for a DN. But again, the work that I need to see him do, I did see something about he had an injury. He's in recovery. The Panthers posted a
Mhm.
video today, but I definitely need to see Barno get opportunities, and I don't mean on special teams. I mean 11 on 11 type deal. That's all.
Right.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Go. What you think about the edge rushers that are visiting the Panthers?
Well, one thing right here, man, I just blow my mind. I can't believe I am in agreement with Tony. My God, I don't even know what's happening. I am agreeing with Tony
Have mercy.
that we got to get
Progress, baby.
two of these guys. Two of these guys, we got to have
Mhm.
them. We got to have them. No ifs,
Come
ands, or
on
buts,
over.
because you not doing anything that is the weakest room in the house. You got to get at least one, two of them.
Yeah.
Not
2 out of
one,
3.
two
Yeah.
of them. Your
Yeah.
boy for the Vikings, y'all said y'all didn't know a whole lot about the reason why he showed out once again, like you said, because right up beside the Neil Hunter and another one, Brian Flores. You remember they were 31 when they played us, and he
Mhm.
zero blitz. He just pinned them boys ear back and just
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah.
brought them. So
Yeah.
you getting there. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about nothing
Mhm.
else. Go get it. Go eat. Go eat. Go eat. Go eat. So if you let him
Facts.
do that, he will give you that same production. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't
Okay.
know
I
what
agree. I
Evero's
agree with
scheme
that.
is gonna be, where they trying to give Evero trash and try to make, you know what I'm saying? Try to let him make, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, something out of, like he's some kind of paper mache maker or something like that or whatever. They putting a lot on this man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They putting a lot on
Mhm.
his shoulders. I mean, he had a good defense, everything put us in the top, but I mean, hey bro, you trying to catch lightning in the bottle all the time. You're not giving this man nothing to work with. And I don't believe if we do end up getting two of these guys, that with that 33, y'all know what that 33 gonna be because of your boy. It's gonna be a wide receiver. It's not gonna be an edge rusher. And then you're gonna go get
Mhm.
39, or you either gonna go on that top of that at that 65, and you're gonna try to get an edge, and that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
you
I
you, you
think
Well,
that
better go
that
ahead and
33
get,
pick is wide open now.
yeah, you better go get both of the two of these guys. You better not, don't lock one in there. You better lock both of them in there in that room
Yeah.
that CW was
Yeah.
talking
yeah.
about.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like I said, yeah, at the very least one, but it would be ideal if they would get 2 of the 3 to come on and be a Carolina Panther. That
Yeah,
would be
you
ideal.
have to,
Yep.
and then keep him for two
I didn't
years,
know
and then
this. I
yeah, maybe you can maybe you can go get somebody in 2025 draft, because it probably ain't gonna happen in 2024
yeah.
because they're gonna target a receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know Chase
Let's
Young
see.
had seven and a half sacks in only 6 starts last year. That's impressive. That's impressive.
Okay.
But it goes to
Oh,
show, it makes you wonder
hold on.
what.
Hey, any some Joseph Broach, he said we signed Hunter Renfro.
I hope not.
What?
Huh. Look.
Oh, here we go, Doug. What you got? What you got against Hunter Renfro?
Uh-oh.
Well, I mean, what? Why?
No, I'm asking. I'm asking. I don't know. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm just asking.
I just hope not. Like, why sign somebody that's better than Hunter Renfro and Lad McConkey?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm looking this up.
But
Yeah.
see, Dougie, I've been saying it. The whole thing. This draft, buddy, is a COVID draft. You got fifth year seniors and all kinds of stuff. These guys is ready. The same thing that you signing these guys, you got in this draft. I'm telling y'all, this is what I'm telling y'all. I was gonna do it as a show, you know what I'm saying, the other day, but I'm telling y'all right now, bro. This thing got David Tepper written, impatience written all over it. You got these guys in the draft. If you give this guy time, Canales and Morgan and this and that, if you give them time, you got the same type of talent in this draft. You're going Hunter Renfro, like you said, Lad McConkey right there.
I ain't
If you
seen
give these
nothing.
guys time, man, and draft these boys and give these boys time to develop, you're going to have your team. But you
It's
want
just
to go,
nothing on Twitter. It's nothing on Twitter. It's nothing on. Was he?
Yeah.
Hold on.
I
Was he
don't see it.
asking? Was he asking or was he telling?
I took that as he was we telling
I
us,
took
but
that he
maybe.
was.
Hey,
Yeah.
Joseph, are you saying we signed him, or are you asking should we sign him?
I know it was some rumors out there today, but I ain't seen nothing.
Yeah. I
Oh,
haven't
okay.
seen nothing yet.
Well,
I'm on Twitter.
we'll
I'm looking
see.
on Twitter now. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, and look, I want to get to let me see. Empire Bully King said y'all don't believe in DJ Johnson. Okay, now let me say this. All right. I was highly pissed off when the picks that we got for the CMC trade, that's what was it, third and fourth, if I'm not mistaken, was that we
Second,
sent
third,
to.
or fourth, and the fifth this year.
Yeah, no, yeah, but we sent two of them. I think it was a third and a fourth, if I'm not mistaken, to jump up to number 80 and pick DJ Johnson. And
Hmm.
I always say that I think that was a panic pick by Evero, because if you remember, they said that defensive ends were starting to come off the board, quick, fast, and in a hurry. And they were afraid that if they didn't make a move, he was the last one on their board. And they wanted to make sure that they went ahead and signed him. Okay. Said Joseph related to him. Hey, but I do think that was kind of a panic pick. But the thing with DJ Johnson is we don't know. I can't even I can't even tell you how many snaps he played last year. And if whatever the number is, I don't think it's enough to give him a fair assessment yet. Okay. Now we'll see what's going to happen
Right.
this year if he gets more playing time, and if he does, what he does with that playing time. But the jury is still out on DJ Johnson. Okay. I didn't really like the pick, but I can't sit here and say, no, I don't like him. I ain't seen enough from him to say yes or no. So we gotta give him some time, and hopefully, Evero got a plan for him, because like I said, they did trade two picks to get him. And Tony, what was we sitting there when the draft was going on? We were screaming Kaylee Ringo. We was like, draft
Kaylee
Kaylee Ringo.
Ringo.
He's sitting right there. He ended up in
Hmm.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So but yeah.
I think that's what made me mad. That's what made me mad the most was the fact that we swapped third round picks and traded a four, moved up 13 spots to take this guy, and
Mhm.
then he didn't produce to do anything really on the field last year. Now, don't get me wrong, he had a few flashes as far as stopping the run last year. He can set the edge. I will say that. That's about the only positive thing I can say about him. He can set an edge, but getting
Okay.
at the quarterback, he didn't have the moves. He didn't have the speed. He wasn't really getting anywhere with a bull rush. So as far as getting to a quarterback, definitely didn't see none of that last year. But I did see that he was able to set the edge. And like Ivero said, and mostly any defense coordinator, especially defensive line coach, will tell you, you have to stop the run in order to earn the right to pass. So, I mean, in order to earn the right to rush, you got
I
to
got you.
stop the run first. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, fellas, I'm out of here, man. It was been good. You already know I needed this. Like I told you behind the scenes, she sleeps, so I'm about to go ahead and take a break before she wake up, and it's
I got
another
you, dog.
pain med. So I
Yes, sir.
appreciate y'all, man. Again, if you're not subscribed to Two Fans in the Stands, definitely hit that subscribe button. I know Kendall is a part of Black Panther podcast over there with Q and those fellas, man. So definitely check them out as well, man. Everybody stay safe. Everybody stay blessed. One love. I'm out, man. Y'all have a good night.
Hey,
No
tell
doubt.
Mama
All right,
Dub we're
though.
praying for. Hey, and
Yes,
everybody
sir.
in the chat. Okay, those of y'all know the word of prayer. Y'all say a prayer for Doug's mom. Okay, we
I
appreciate you,
appreciate
Yeah,
it,
Doug.
man.
definitely, definitely, definitely.
All right. Hey, well, I just gotta say this, man. I thank y'all for everybody that has pulled up on us tonight and has stuck with us for this
Yes,
entire live. Okay,
it's
hey,
been
we're a
beautiful.
small channel, and we've this is the first time we ever had this many people in here, and y'all been here and y'all stuck with us, and we appreciate it. Kendall the GOAT, we appreciate you coming in, man. Like I said, we value everybody's opinion. Even if you have the complete opposite opinion of us, y'all make sure if we drop that link,
Even if it
y'all
made
come
my
in and
damn
tell us
blood
about
pressure go up too.
Yeah.
it. Hey, but
God
we
damn it.
definitely
Damn
appreciate
you,
you, man.
Kendall. You ain't even give me no heads up. Let me know you was coming on here.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, that was unexpected, man. Hey, we appreciate you, man. I thought about doing a mock draft 4.0 tonight, but I think we're gonna save that for
Yeah,
Saturday. Okay,
yeah,
so if
Saturday.
y'all new to the channel, we try to go live on Wednesday nights at 9 o'clock and on noon on Saturdays. Okay, so we'll be live again on Saturday. And hopefully, there'll be some more moves that are made, some more things come off the wire, and we'll be able to talk about that. And now that the Panthers have, one more pick in this draft, and we've made these pickups, we signed these players, we'll have another, kind of another avenue or two to go at this mock draft with. Okay. So, like I
Yeah,
said, we
yeah.
appreciate everybody in here. And if you can do us a favor, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check us out on all social media at Two Fans in the Stands. We are on X. We like to call it Twix, mixture of Twitter and X, at Two Fans ITX. Okay, make sure y'all go over there to Black
I
Cat
need to
Panther
coin that
Podcast.
phrase.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you need to go. You need to go coin that one. But make sure y'all go to Black Cat Panther Podcast and check out Kendall the GOAT. You got Dub Q. You got Poppin and everybody else. So I'm sorry, Pop. My bad. And everybody else over there that rock with their channel. But we appreciate everybody. We thank y'all. And like I said, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to everybody's chats because that's something that I always try to do. Every live I try to make sure I put everybody comment. Up, but I like I said, it was coming in, it was too many of them, and I couldn't do it tonight.
Yeah,
But like I said, I did. If I did not get to y'all comment, I apologize. But I appreciate everybody that stopped through, gave us their opinions. We want to hear from everybody, But again, like I said,
yeah.
catch us again on Saturday
Oh,
at noon. We'll be going live. What you got, Tony?
and one more thing. I got some cooking working in the I got some cooking in the lab. I think you
Okay.
guys are going to be very, very surprised. You're going to like it. Everybody should know this person, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully I have this person on here real soon. So for the ones that love to talk ball, this will be the grand opportunity to talk ball with top notch player. I'm gonna just say it like that. I ain't gonna say no name,
Okay.
nothing right now until it's finalized. But I'm working on it.
All right. Hey, and again, y'all new to the channel, I like to give y'all three things that I want everybody to do before we get up out of here. Number one, y'all be good. Number two, y'all be safe. And number three, as always, Panther Nation, we appreciate y'all and y'all keep pounding. All right. We'll see you.